49er fam. You doing? I missed you yesterday. Because, too much was going on, man. I couldn't be stepping in the way of the franchise. And also the Warriors was, guys, oh my God, let's let people alone. Damn. Warriors lost, but stayed a franchise, man. That was fun stuff, wasn't it? Get Guido coming out there saying, and I noticed Jeff Tan noticed that they're bringing back the old font for in the end zone. I said, yes. All kind of great things coming up. You saw the state of franchise. You know what's going on. We won't go over too much of that. I did enjoy, man, Joe out there, man, with the guys, Richard Sherman out there talking about, man, I don't care about no critics, man. At the end of the day, I play for myself and my son. God, those guys got me head pumped up, man. The 49ers are really solid this year, too. It's not like hopefulness this year. This is real. That team is legit. It's just like D4 and the rest of them said, oh, we know. We just got to go out there and do it now. The bottom line is you got to win games. Everyone, T-Buck, everybody, you just got to win. That's all it cares. That's all anybody's going to. You look back, no matter who you had on the team, did you win? Did you conquer? But still, Kyle, you've got the Arizona Cardinals out there, the Rams, the Seahawks made the playoffs last year, the Rams. I mean, what are you thinking? We don't give a damn about other teams. That's what I'm talking about, Kyle. Them other teams better be worried about us. It's not like it used to be. You know what I mean? Like, oh, man, we got to worry about this team. We got to worry about that team's got to worry about us. Everybody on the schedule needs to be alert. Red line, baby. 49ers are no longer chumps. But let us calm down. Let me calm down. Get to the points of interest from the latest OTAs that took place just before yesterday's complete emotional bombing for me. And also, Joe Staley's going to stay with the 49ers throughout and for a potential playoffs run. I mean to say for a potential, because throughout, I don't know how many years this team's got a nucleus now, then how many years it could go before, because they've done a complete flip over of the roster as it is since they arrived. And this is what I was alluding to when I said people gave the 49ers, this is the last season they got. No. It took this long to get this team in a position where they could actually play and beat people up. So they got a long time to go. They got their full 6-year contracts more than likely. Anyway, let's go down here and look at 49ers continue to work on chemistry with the players healthy enough to participate during OTAs. Before breaking for the state of the franchise yesterday, as you know. So I don't think I generally chance before, because I like Grant, and I think he's a great guy. But Grant, Grant takes you up, lets you all go, he just lets all the wind out. So I went to Jennifer Lee Chan to see what she was talking about. Man, I tell you, Debo Samuel set out of team drills and undisclosed minor tweak, but we know it's a calf, not a calf, but I believe it's a hamstring injury. But no other new injuries were reported. But who else came to work? Started with Jimmy G's big plays. Buzz, he's a big slight Jimmy G. Anyway, G, who's continuing his recovery from a torn ACL, has been participating in individual passing and 7-on-7 drills. And he will remain out of 11-on-11 work as a precautionary measure until the start of training camp, which is, by the way, coming up really soon. I'll be talking next week. But G still strung together a few highlights. He threw one of his best passes when he connected with Big Show's favorite dude in mind, receiver Kendrick Bourne. 13 yards down the center of the field, placing that ball just out of the reach of covering cornerback Richard Sherman. Oh, this is the second time I've heard about Rich getting beat up by Kendrick. Oh, show! JG completed 2 passes to receiver Trent Taylor, who used his renewed speed to his advantage as he works back from last season's off-season's back surgery. Taylor was one of Garoppolo's favorite targets when he first arrived in 2017, and they're working to renew that connection right now, even as we speak. Doing 7-on-7 drills in the red zone. Jimmy G passed to tight end George Kittle in the right corner of the end zone for a touchdown. K'Wan Williams, however, was not amused. He did not appreciate it, feeling mistreated and abused, argued that there should have been a penalty on Kittle for pushing off. K'Wan, you need to eat your oatmeal. Eat 2 bowls, son. You're too small to deal with the likes of George Kittle. It wasn't no push off. You just bounced off his elbow and his aura. I love it. Jimmy G also completed a pass to Tevin Coleman, who reached the left corner of the end zone after the catch. Red zone, baby. Can you tell they're working on the red zone like crazy? Battling backup quarterbacks were shining while Jimmy G was held out of 11-on-11 drills. C.J. Beathard versus Nick Mullins continues to compete for the backup quarterback spot. 7-on-7 session. Bourne. Show, there's that name again. Bourne high-pointed a Beathard ball in the flat while covered by linebacker David Mayo and defensive back Dante Johnson. I know what you're saying, Ronbo, man. Stop. As soon as you said Maben and Johnson, all the thunder got took out of that play. I know. Oh, no, Mayo. I didn't say Maben. I said Mayo. Okay, hey. Beathard relied on Taylor just as Garoppolo did, connected with Ting in the slot on 3 or 4 plays. Taylor didn't stick in the slot all day, and a route he ran outside the numbers offered a preview of how his versatility could figure in the 49ers offense this season. So if you had TT on your cut list, forget about it. I didn't hear anything in these reports about Richie. We'll see. It's just the beginning. You know, there's a lot of preseason to go before we determine who's going to be cut and who's not. Ain't gonna be Kendrick Bourne, though. Why? Because Mullins found Kendrick, that name again. He found Kendrick Bourne over the middle in 11-on-11 drills, and the receiver showed no fear on a crossing route while covered by Greg Maben. I know that blows everything. Bourne was still able to haul in the pass. Bam, boom, boom. Of course, they're not wearing any pads, so nobody got bam to boom, boom. That looks like they match that. Add a little flavor to it. Mullins' best throw of the day was to Dante Pettis, who was being tightly covered by Johnson. But alas, Dante, I don't know, man. You came back and there's some of the same painful things are happening. This must be really like a traumatic thing. Dante's going to be on medication before the week's over. Johnson had no chance on that pass as Mullins placed it where only Pettis can catch it. Look out for Slick Nick. He's going to be the backup quarterback. If not, boy, I tell you talk about a world that's going to be surprised. Defensive standouts, it wasn't all offense on display all day. On Tuesday, Maben and Elijah Lee each broke up one of Jimmy G's passes. And linebacker Leroy Reynolds was credited with a coverage sack. Defensive lineman Ronnie Blair III did well defending the run when Mullins tried to hand the ball off to Jeff Wilson. Blair met him quickly in the backfield and said, "Lay your butt down, boy." It's early. I say, yo, and it's no need to get too excited yet. But, it's fun to know that these guys are on it, boy. The injury report is really disturbing, though. Man, you look at a list of players who didn't participate in practice because of injuries, included Matty B, his chest, Jerick McKinnon. He's still, they're bringing him back slowly. Not going to bring him out there too quick. That knee is still going to be an issue until they get to training camp. They got to use it any time before they have to. Raheem Mostert in his forearm still trying to heal. Jalen Hurd, who came to us with that knee healing, he's either going to allow that to heal a little further. And Garrett Selleck, who's had the longest concussion in concussion history, is still suffering from that same concussion. And they have not yet told us how Garrett came into camp with a concussion. Normally, it takes some kind of a contact after you've been hit during the course of play. Garrett brought his concussion with him, I guess, from last year. Somebody said he had one last year. I don't remember that. But he does a concussion, and there's something going on with his neck. Look out for Ross Dwelly. From what I read about Dwelly is Dwelly keeps to himself. He doesn't talk to anybody. In fact, George Kittle gets on him about why he didn't communicate with anybody during the offseason because Dwelly was putting together his master plan. Dwelly says they think they're just going to leave me somewhere in the dirt and just come time to start the season, he's going to put me on that cut list. I got news for everybody. I'm coming in, and if they're going to cut me, they're going to cut me for good reason. I like his attitude. As I mentioned, Weston Richburg, knee, quadriceps. He's really concerned. And Nicky B is still healing that hamstring. He'll be back next week, though. For if you're thinking it's not that serious. In fact, they probably could bring him in now, but why would you do that? Let it heal. Let it continue to heal. Quan Alexander, he's got that knee. He's still getting over it. Fred Warner, same thing. He's got a knee situation going on there. Jason Verrett, Achilles, you're not going to bring him back 1 minute before. In fact, Jason Verrett's that good. I wouldn't even bring him back until opening day. When we got to Tampa, guys, help Jason off the plane. Grab both his arms and just ease him down off the. Yeah, there you go. All right, Jason. Yeah. He cannot get hurt, fam. Please, he cannot get hurt immediately like he likes to do. If you talk about J-Dub being bad, Verrett is worse. Oh man. So we'll see. And of course there's Jimmy. That collarbone is going to keep him out till. Actually, he should be. I don't know when Jimmy's going to be ready. That doesn't make sense. He hasn't been out 8 weeks. I'm not sure what they mean by training camp. Next week must be another camp. This next week must be mandatory. The next one must. I don't get these training camps right because it's June though, early June. Okay, well I'll get back to it in a minute. And of course DJ Reed he's also recuperating from a shoulder surgery. Hey, but can we talk about, we got to talk about the Joe Show for just a minute, okay? Throughout his 12-year career, he has started all 174 regular season games in which he has played, as well as 8 postseason contests. Joe earned all-pro honors in 2011, 2012, and 13, in addition to being selected in 6 Pro Bowls 2012 through 2016 and 2018. Last season, Joe started all 16 games at left tackle. Joe currently ranks 5th in franchise history for the most games played by an offensive lineman, 174. And that trails only tackle Lynn Rode with 208. Now, if the 49ers go to the playoffs and Joe continues his tradition of nobody knocks me out of a game, do you know that Joe could end up being, by next year for sure, what am I saying? No, next year for sure, he could end up taking over the top lead from Lynn Rode. Also, Keith Farnhorst with 193. Randy Cross with 185. Joe will catch those guys this year, won't he? Yeah. And center guard Jesse Sapotu, 182. This is some fine company there. A member of San Francisco's 10-year wall, which recognizes 49er players whose tenures reached the 10-year mark. Go, Joe! Joe's also a 2-time recipient of the Bob McKittrick Award, 2014 and 15, given annually to the 49ers offensive lineman who best exemplifies the dedication, excellence, and commitment of former offensive line coach Bob McKittrick. And in 2018, Joe was selected as one of 8 finalists for the annual Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award for the 4th consecutive season. Okay, you get the picture because I could go on for hours. I'm looking at Joe's accolades, man. I could do all of them. Joe! My God, you're like a superhero. The Avengers need to sign you up, man. Good God, have you been special? Joe Staley, the left tackle. He'll be around with us for 2 more years. As the 49ers said, yeah, Joe, we don't even want to argue. We don't want to talk about it. Unless you want more money, sign right here. You're going to be with us for the next 2 years. Joe went nuts. There's benefits of Joe continuing working with the 49ers, too. Especially now the team at least looks legit personnel-wise. His leadership is just, it's going to fall right into place perfectly. And it's going to rub off on the guys that are there. So after the next 2 years, maybe we can get Joe to stay maybe in 1 more year. If anybody deserves to be with the Niners winning team, it's Joe. I was always worried because you love Joe so much. 3-4 years ago, I was thinking, maybe we should let Joe go to a contender. He suffered so much. He's such an awesome player. He doesn't deserve to, and that's what I was thinking Chip Kelly's team. He doesn't deserve to be in this mess. Send him to New England or someplace where you know they're going to contend. Joe said, if that happens, I'll retire. I can't imagine being any place but in San Francisco. Joe. God, Joe, you're a special kind of guy, dude. So anyway, And it's also, if it's important though, Joe's leadership in keeping that O-line in check is also going to be a huge thing this season. Like Mike McGlinchey was saying, times put together as a unit is extremely important with offensive lines. You can keep shuttling players in and out all you want to, but if they're good ball players, you let them stay together. These are good ball players. Let them stay together, let them gel, let them learn each other's every single move, and that's when you get a good offensive line. Reston Richburg is worrisome, though, I will admit. He not because of his skill level, but he's a little more fragile than you would imagine. I thought he was. He gets hurt He gets beaten up, not just I guess when after you get hurt, you get beat up after that. I think he was a little tougher than that before he got injured. We'll see though. Persons can actually play center as well. So hopefully Kyle needs to make sure he gets plenty of snaps during this offseason camp. Hey fam, you've been sharing, and I want you. Can we bring on them boys right now? Because, and of course, Jerry Fresh rounded up to show you how you can do. We got Rico. I need that Rico Suave. Rico 49ers style. And of course,
what's up, Ronbo?
Well, let's go with Rico
Sports.
first.
This is Rico Styles, Rico 49 Styles. I want to give a shout out to the Puerto Rican Niner Empire. I want to give a shout out to the Niner Empire all over the world. Love you guys. God bless y'all. In the name of Jesus, keep the faith. And I'm telling you right now, this is our year. This is the 49ers year. Defense, offense, going to be clicking on both sides of the field. We're going to be nasty. We're going to be nice. God bless you all. Thank you for sharing this. Puerto Rican Niner Empire. I'm out. Niners!
I actually got to recruit Rico Suave. Hey, it's just a name. Yeah. And Jerry Fresh to show you how you can also share. We'll flash you up on the screen as well.
What's up, Niner Empire? Jerry Fresh here with Ronbo Sports. Just a reminder, go ahead and download the Ronbo Sports app from the App Store. Ronbo Sports is giving you, the fan, an opportunity to have your voice heard on the show. Whether that's a question for Ronbo, a shout out to the 49er faithful, or a suggestion for the next video, this is your chance to have your voice heard. Simply open the Ronbo Sports app, click the menu icon in the top left-hand corner to access a list of options. Scroll down to the Submission tab, and voila, you're there. Once you're in Submissions, go ahead and select the Record a Video option. From there, you record a short video, and you're all set. Remember to keep it clean, short, and sweet. Well, that's it for me. Thanks for listening to Niner Empire. I'm Jerry Fresh, and this is Ronbo Sports. Go Niners!
I forgot to say, Alisa, I see you, baby girl. It's a little late. And tonight, hey, listen, I promise, fam, we will not be this late tomorrow. Did I say that last time? I'm serious this time. Jerry Fresh has told me about that, Ronbo, man. You coming in CP time. I ain't going to tell you no more than that. CP time is something you'll have to look up. There he is. Well, it's a big show. Show will never be a believer, will he? But show says born working hard not to make team, to not make team, auditioning for another team. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. He went Demi Lovato on me. Sorry, not sorry. Is that Demi? No, that's not Demi. I know, show, I know who that is. It's Justin Bieber's ex-girlfriend. You terrible man, you. Carlitos, where we will be on top this season, no injuries. Number one defense. Can you imagine? Guys, thanks for the contributions still. Appreciate that. And you know this. This big show. Show, I want my clothes. I'm telling you, man, you're going to give me my jersey, man, because you know what? Bourne makes his team. You owe. And that'll be the second time you were wrong on Bourne. And you know this. Mind Virus Staley with that 2-year extension, time to win him a ring. Exactly agreed. Jay Anderson, what's up? It's our year. Go Niners repping the 804 Richmond VA. Jay, good to see you again, fam. Roger Villaneda, it's up. It's Happy Thursday, though. Huh? We've been doing this during the preseason because there's activities going on during the course of the week. You just gotta jump in there and talk about it. Faithful Empire, what's up, Faithful? How y'all doing today? State of the franchise was good to see how the Faithful turned out. Did you check out Justin out there, right? Boy, I tell you. Hey, Brandon Lone says, shout out from VA. Can't watch live, but still watch soon when I get off work. Brandon, just let you know, man, I see you, fam. Appreciate you. And Jeff Tan says, glad they're bringing back the old school saloon font, right? For the end zones this year. Guido came out and said nothing but fun stuff, man. They got all kind of activities planned. And not one, but 2 games with a bobblehead doll. I know how you look for it. Got to have that bobblehead in the car. Driving along. Okay. Talking Man 78, what's up? Hashtag Niners Faithful, Niners Empire. KGG44, Niners for life. Pete Gorman, I came here to say, what's up? Ronbo and fam, and I'm on the East Coast. 10:30 is a little late. I got to work tomorrow, but I love y'all. Peter, man, Pete, when you do see this later, I will not keep you waiting tomorrow night, man. Promise you, man. 40 weapon. Come on, fam. Let's go. One more for Big Joe. Ooh. Isaac Payne. We do Niner Rich. Niner Rich. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Isaac Payne. Hey, would you rather win back-to-back Super Bowls this year and next year, or wait 3 years and have a Patriots type of dynasty? Isaac, I think when the Patriots started, They went in uninterrupted. To be honest, I'm not sure if the 49ers are really ready for the Super Bowl. I'd like to think so. I do think they can find their way into the playoffs this year because, quite frankly, that team is really built tough. And the X factor is not anybody on the field. It's that man, Shanahan. That's a scary dude. If I had a team in the NFL and I had to deal with Shanahan, my DC, I just throw my hands up. Good luck. Dude, good luck. And then the DC, what? That's all I can tell you, man, because listen, I have no idea what that guy's going to do. He does things that make no sense. We'll be doing one thing, we'll be doing things that make sense, follows every line of logic and all of a sudden he's got guys running wide open. I'm just going to be honest with you. Don't let the players know that I'm scared. Honestly, Shanahan is a scary dude. And now, as Devin Coleman has said, he's taking it to the next level of when he was with the Falcons. What is that? Hey. Oh, Justin. Justin. Justin,
it's
man.
Mr. Instigator.
That's him.
Oh, my God. I got to say, first off, I want to give a shout-out to the Faithful for the turnout on the state of the franchise. Man, they packed the whole entire building, man. They were loud. They were rowdy.
Joe loves it.
They made their voices known. They made their voices heard. So shout out to the Faithful for turning out in San Jose, California.
Including you.
Only what? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The quest for 6 begins. This is our year. This is our year. Let's get to work now. It's all about let's get to work now. After next week, it's back to work. Let's get to work.
You got to win. So, looking pretty with all them good players and all that don't mean nothing. You've got to go win the game. Exactly.
Yes. And on behalf of Kyle Shanahan, we don't give a damn about no Seahawks, no Rams, no Cardinals, no nothing. We don't give a damn. What we want to win is win six ring. That's what we want.
That's right.
That's what we want. That's what we want. Nobody is a threat to us. Nobody in the division is a threat to us at all. Nobody. One thing we're focused on is winning. That's it.
There you go.
That's it. So, it was good to see the Faithful, though. It was good to see the Faithful.
How you doing? Do you run anybody out there that like Who is that likes to give you a hard time? It'd be funny if Justin's at like State of the Franchise. Justin, you got a few people who love to mess with your comments. I'd love it if you read it.
Oh yeah, Dre.
Hey!
I think Dre's the biggest one. I was hoping to see Dre over there, but I didn't see Dre. I was hoping to see him.
Dre probably would have gave you $5. I would have been hugging. Yeah, man, let me buy you a beer, man. But you be talking crazy, man. I just gotta tell you.
My God. No, shout out to Dre. Shout out to Jerry. Shout out to Big Show. Shout out to the TNT fam. Shout out to them. Shout out to the man Rabono. He's gonna be working hard after OTAs. So he's gonna be working hard. This guy's gonna be working hard. So providing entertainment and the show that has given us the voice to reason. So how you doing, Rabono? How you doing?
I was wondering who he was talking about. Like, give me a new name. I didn't know he was talking. Thanks, Justin.
I've been saying that name for so long.
I know you put a little emphasis on the N-O, and I couldn't figure out what.
Man, I'm Hispanic. I roll my R's.
I like it. I just wasn't ready for it that time. But hey, doing great. Because as I say, last year I watched the State of the Franchise. I was a super pumped. But this year, we got every right to be super pumped. It's like Kyle says, this team has built depth, so every time a player goes down doesn't mean our season's over. Even you look at Nick Mullins, he's a good quarterback. You look at every guy, we got 4 running backs. It's like Kyle said, people talked about us for having 4 running backs. I got 1 running back right now that's healthy enough to even practice. See? So everybody said, we don't need all them running backs, man. We could trade one, get a draft pick, and we could do this, we could do that. No, you can't. You leave those guys right where they are. We need all of them.
Yeah.
Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was super excited when they announced Joe Staley. That was the one thing I was hoping. We got it done.
Did you see him do the chicken neck? Did you see?
I did see him.
Joe came out, man, Merton Hanks. I said, look at Joe. Yes, He's got that down. It's perfect.
Yes, sir. Yeah, 2 more years, Hopefully we can sign up for another, but I think he's 2 years up there. I think he did it 15 years. I think he did his time. He's got 2 baby girls, 2 baby daughters.
Yeah.
So I think let the man rest.
Let him go family. And after 15 years, and actually it's probably safer for him to go ahead and take a couple more years and then call. But watch it, Justin. Watch him look like he's playing at a high level in 2 years. But what will be awesome? In 2 years, we are holding that Lombardi up. Just nobody else. Just hand it to Joe. He raises that thing up and finally says, as Trey would say, finally.
Yeah.
That would be so awesome.
Yep. And and I think, I think the hard work, there's injuries piled up, but you know what? It's been a long 5 years. It's been a long 5 years.
Painful.
All the injuries, all the Kamsula, jumping from Kamsula to Chip Kelly.
Don't
Brian
forget
Hoyer
Trent.
as the quarterback.
Don't forget Trent Bulky.
Oh, God. That's Trent Bulky. Oh, God. I don't even want to speak his name. That's how much I hate that guy, okay?
Well,
God,
the thing
man.
is, if it had been for me, you guys wouldn't have all those draft picks, and you wouldn't have all that money to spend either. So don't give me this, you don't need any Trent Bulky. This organization benefited from my presence, even though it was mostly negative.
So don't forget that, Justin.
Yes, sir. Oh, my God. I just want to,
Trent.
God, man, I think we're set, though. I think our defense, our offense is set. We're ready to go. We're ready to light this fire up. And I think our safeties are set. Tavares Moore, he's back where he belongs. He played at college on safety. He had 9 picks.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, he's back where he belongs. Give him 2 years.
Well,
you said Marcel Harris.
Don't get comfortable with him yet. I mean, they're still going to make him work at corner because they like him there too. But you're right about the fact that they did put him there. Now it's between which one does he look best at, and I'm sure the 49ers aren't stupid. If he looks great at safety, you leave him right there and bring in another cornerback next year. Yeah, if you have to have another one, because Dante's not going to make it.
Everybody's talking about next year, or we're going to draft this. You know what? Pump the brakes on next year. Focus on this year. Let's get this done. Let's get that ring. It's not a ring. Let's get to the playoffs. Prove to not only. And I don't want to hear nothing about we'll be done first round. Nope. That's not acceptable to me. We can't be the Raiders, okay? They won in the first round, and they were done. We can't be one and done. We cannot be one and done. We have to go. Yeah, we have to go. We have to go all the way.
Because they went out like suckers. And then, the thing is, like,
Yeah.
was that you yesterday who said, we'll see who if we get to the playoffs, we'll see where our weaknesses are, and we'll know what exactly to address after that anyway. So
That wasn't me.
yeah, that was somebody else.
But I have that mindset. I
mindset.
But
Yeah.
like, I have that mindset. Once we get to the playoffs, I feel like we should keep Nick Mullins and re-sign him because he provides that insurance. He provides that insurance at QB. Yeah, so you got to give them. You got Bowie.
Bowie, yeah.
We'll see, man.
We got a lot of youngsters we got to bring along. Anyway, Justin, appreciate your fam. You know this. I'll be back tomorrow because I got to come in and get in here on time.
Sir.
If for nothing else.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thanks for sharing that film too.
Shout out to.
Go ahead.
All right, shout out to Dre. Shout out to all of them. Shout out to TNT fam, and shout out to this guy, the Kendra Bohr, biggest fan in history. Shout out to Big Show. Even though I don't agree with you sometimes, we're gonna work. It's okay. It's okay. It's a work in progress, Big Show. It's okay. It's okay,
right.
Show. It's a work in progress. We'll get you a Kendra Bohr. We'll get you a Kendra Bohr jersey. And we'll make sure you have yourself.
We gotta go. All right, fam. I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. See you tomorrow. That's the instigator out.
There he goes. Boy, I tell you. Hey, and Daniel, that's a 49ers fan. 5249 says, 75 years ago today, my 101st Airborne brothers and my grandpa on Omaha Beach took part in the turning point of World War II called D-Day. Let's take a moment of fam to recognize the greatest generation. Amen. Salute. A day that had such an impact on the world, we're still talking about it 75 years later. You know how many of those men we lose on a daily basis? The figure is mind-boggling. 300 a day of those heroes has left us a day. So those people, they showed up for their rightful thank yous. They are indeed special. Here you go. Hey, Dre, would you come on in here and I see you in there talking to my boy's show.
Nah, man. Look, we're just gonna go over these numbers, man. You know what I'm saying? Football is about production and numbers.
That's right.
Last year, the year before last year, Kendrick Bourne was a rookie. He had 16 receptions, 257 yards. Last year, he had 42 receptions, which double and a half his receptions, 487 yards, 4 touchdowns. Okay, the last 2 years, Jordan Matthews, 2017, 25 receptions, 285 yards. 2018, 20 receptions, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Over the last 2 years, Jordan Matthews, 45 receptions, 582 yards, 3 touchdowns. Kendrick Bourne, 58 receptions for 744 yards and 4 touchdowns. So last year, Kendrick Bourne had 12.
Did he come from the Eagles? He was with the Eagles,
he came
right?
from the Eagles, and then 2017, and then 2017 he was with the Bills. So you mean to tell me that a guy who had 22 more receptions, you know what I'm saying, 22 more receptions, 2 more touchdowns, and 187 more yards you're saying that Jordan Matthews is better than Kendrick Bourne? And Jordan Matthews is a big slot. Kendrick Bourne don't play the slot. You know what I'm saying? He plays a Y and a Z. So I just don't understand what the fuck Big Show is talking about.
I don't get it.
You know what I'm saying? When you look at numbers in production, I mean, clearly his numbers doubled and a half receptions, and his numbers doubled in receiving yards, and then and then in the second year he went from 0 touchdowns to 4 touchdowns. So that clearly means that this guy is producing.
He's got some skills.
So I just don't understand what
he's got
CJ talking about.
And now Nick ain't a bad quarterback, but he had CJ for 5 weeks. How you gonna do it?
I just don't. I
don't get it.
I just don't get it.
That's just disrespectful.
Me neither. You know
Straight up hating, show.
And then he's making these excuses saying that his touchdowns are most of his receptions are coming in the fourth quarter and we were losing, or some of his touchdowns came against Oakland and Detroit. It don't fucking matter. This is the NFL.
You deal with the competition you got. That's all you can
Yeah,
do.
this is NFL, bro. So where did Jordan Matthews touchdowns and his 20 receptions for a measly ass 300 yards? Where did those come
Dre,
from?
look into that.
Don't
I'm
matter.
gonna look into that. Let's look into that and find out how
Yeah,
did Jordan
come on,
Matthews,
bro.
who did he play against, and who was his quarterback at the time? Because if he got Carson Wentz and
Yeah,
Nick Foles,
bro.
it ain't fair, man. If Kendrick
And
had
now he's
Carson
saying,
Wentz
oh,
and Nick Foles, what would happen? If he had Jimmy G.
He's never. Yeah, bro, his numbers are against teams with no secondary. Well, shit, I just wonder when Matthews did his
That's
touch.
not-
I mean, come on, if you're going to be fair, bro, do it across the board. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to compare against teams, bro, I'm going to look into it and I'm going to get all of the stats and see where they came from, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know what I'm saying? I
Wait.
just know when
Let me
Kendrick makes
sing
the
a night to
team.
Panama Queen. Panama PQ, good night. PQ's out the East Coast. It's late. But yeah, I'm going to be on time tomorrow. Dre, let us walk away from the big show who's totally confused and let us talk about
Right.
some of the activities that are going on in camp.
Yeah.
We have, you know what? The problem is what's going on in camp is mostly about Kendrick Bourne.
Right. Yeah. I speak facts and numbers, you know what I'm saying? This dude is making up excuses and shit. You know, it came against this team. It was in the fourth quarter. Man, come on, bro. We talking about facts, numbers, and production, bro. I'm not trying to hear that shit. NFL is the NFL. You know what I'm saying? There's only 1,600 guys in the NFL, you know what I'm saying, for a reason. They make it to the pros because they can do something that 99.7% of the fucking population can't do. And
Cannot
that includes
do.
me, you, and everybody else. So, like, what are you talking about? Pro, NFL is the NFL, bro. You know what I'm
And by
saying?
the way,
I
Dre, in
Okay.
practice, and I know it was practice, no pads and all, but Kendrick, that's the second time.
He been doing his thing.
He did
He been
that
doing his thing.
He did that to Rich.
Yeah, a healthy one. So, you know, I don't. Man, I'm just done with it. I'm not even gonna discuss that with this show no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh just sound. I mean, for you to not even acknowledge and say, well, yeah, he had 22 more receptions, 187 more yards, and 2 more touchdowns. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Dude won't even say that. So if you're not even going to acknowledge that, then, bro, I don't even got nothing to fucking say to you, bro. Like, it's just pointless talking to you, bro.
You know, we have to realize, Dre, Show loves to make his observations, and there's no way that he can't be wrong.
This the same dude that said we should draft Rashad Gary.
You did say it. We got
Come on,
witnesses.
bro. Like, come on, bro. You part of the TNT fan. You was there before I was. But, bro, that's the shit that you be saying be stupid or something, bro.
Hey,
Like,
how's
it's just
Rashad doing?
stupid.
I got to check and see
I
Rashad
don't-
Gary. Where is he? What school? What team did he go
I
to?
don't know. He's trying to lose some weight. That's what he's trying to do.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? He was a few cheeseburgers and dumplings overweight, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That ain't
big-
gonna work, bro.
Five. What's the name? Of my favorite burger joint. Five
Five
guys.
Yeah.
That's
He's at Five
you can't be
Guys.
doing the
You know what
Five Guys,
I'm
man. So then you look like Five Guys.
Man, come on, man. So, I had to come to this and do this to you, so we TNT brothers and all of that, bro. But at least when we talk about facts, we're not talking about for this and that and the defense. We're talking about sheer numbers, bro. At least acknowledge the real, bro. Don't come up here and make all these excuses and shit, bro. Let's talk about sheer numbers.
And Dre, I'm gonna let you get back to the show because he's on the chat just doing a number. So go in there and straighten him out. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, and hopefully
bro. I
there's
see
some
y'all
more
tomorrow.
film.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up all of the stats and see which teams it was against. But hey, man, shout out to TNT, man. My partner Will, Jerry Fresh, Trey, Trez, Big Show. Even though my boy confused, you know what I'm saying? It's all right. We're gonna give you some help, man. It's time to go ahead and press that mic. Oh, and I love the way Kyle Shanahan told people we don't give a damn about no other team, Seahawks, Cardinals, Rams, nobody. You know what I'm saying? We're going to come in and do what we got to do.
That's right. That's all you got to do. Take care of yourself and everything will take care of the rest. Hey,
I love
Dre,
that, man.
See you tomorrow, fam. It's Dre, boy. I love it. Anytime I get a partner to work Show, because Show is fun to work. He really is. He's in there arguing his. I got all kind of comments going on. Show, you've got no case. You need to hire you a lawyer. Hey, Will, come on in here, Will.
Ronbo, what it do, dog?
Oh, Will, man, I'm looking at the state of the franchise. You know, the problem with the state of the franchise is I wish it'd come on about a week or two before the season starts instead of getting me all worked up like that, man. I love watching them players come up there and talk crazy. And Kyle Shanahan right in there with them. You know what I'm saying? And then we had the day before that, we had the Kendrick Bourne show, and that's why me and Dre is going off today, because you know how big of fans we are. And Dante Johnson was out there getting used like a pick handle. See, I have to go along with that. Show may be right about Dante Johnson on the field. That's going to help every wide receiver we got. But what I do like is Trent Taylor is looking like Trent Taylor. And if he's going to run outside the numbers as well as in the slot, that adds one more dimension that other teams can't do. Can you imagine a big, unless it's like, what's his name, over in Cleveland, what's his name? Ward.
Odell?
No. The cornerback. See, that little dude, Denzel. Yeah, Denzel's over in Cleveland. I don't think there's an outside cover that can actually stay with Trent Taylor. He'd be as much trouble as, what's his name, over in Tom Brady's target, Edelman. Because those guys do little quick moves like that. They ain't going to go all the way downfield on you because they'll get caught. But they're going to make that 15-yard reception. And I like what Kyle's doing. He's examining every last possibility in every last player to put them in a position in his diabolical plots on defenses. But Will, come on in, man. What do you say about Joe Staley hanging out for the next 2 years, too?
Man, that was good. I was glad to see that. Joe Staley, you know what I'm saying? He started there as a 49er. He should end there, man. You know, he always said his dream was to remain with the 49ers until the end. So, you know, he got that wish granted. So, I'm proud of that, man. You know, the O-line gonna be back together again. You know what I'm saying? Everything gonna pan out well for them, man. They just gotta, you know, just do their job. You know what I'm saying? Just do your job. You know what I'm saying? Just go out there and go hard, man. So, you know, we trying to win games this year. And the only way you can win games, man, is it starts in the trenches, man, because that's where the ball is hiked at, is in the trenches. So,
Will, did you see State of the Franchise? Did you see how happy Big D-Buck is? Hey, look at D-Buck says, so, DeForest, how are you feeling about D-Ford? Ain't nobody happier than I am. Buck said, I'm gonna bring a bib now. When I get ready to eat, boy, I'm gonna be doing some eating now. They can't double team all of us. Who's that?
Man, get your bitch ass off the phone. Who the fuck is that?
I don't know. That might have been that kid again. Then we have a child, one of the most racist children I've ever seen in my life. He tries to get in. We try to keep him down. But anyway, Will, go ahead.
That little kid need to get hit in the head with a brick. But anyway.
He's a child. Let him grow up. He may change. He may become the biggest liberal in the world in a few years. Right now, he's got a problem, though.
But yeah, man. Man, look, I'll be glad too, man, because you got an elite pass rusher on your side, man, that's going to take the load off of you so you can have one-on-one battles, which I know D-Book is going to win. So, you know, that's gonna make D-Book get more sacks. You know, D4 going to get sacks anyway. So he going, you know, that first step he got is ruthless. So he gonna eat regardless. So that's just going to help D-Book, you know what I'm saying, eat even more. Bosa as well. Bosa got that quick first step. He gonna eat too, and that's gonna help out Armstead. You know, that's gonna help out Solomon Thomas. So I mean, like they said last night, man, the old line gonna have to pick their poison, man, and it's gonna be really, really hard to pick it because you got all stars all across the line, man. So
first stringers.
No, Solomon Thomas ain't an all-star yet, but he got to prove to me this year. So I gotta exclude him out of that. But you know, man, it's gonna be a good season for the trenches, man. O line and D line. I like what D4 said about the defense, man. He made this statement last night. He said, "We're not trying to have talent on this team. We trying to have greatness." You know what I'm saying?
Big difference.
Greatness is better than talent, man. I mean, you can have all the talent in the world, man, but when you consistently show that talent every game, every Sunday, man, that shows greatness. So I liked what he said, man. That really had me pumped up when he said that, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way Fred Warner said that Quan is adding, that fire, that within that linebacker locker room, man.
Mm-hmm.
That linebacker study group. So, man, I believe the defense gonna be, man. Man, they're gonna ball out, man. They're gonna ball out.
That's
So,
that's
man,
how
and then
championships win. That's how you win them. It's usually the defense is almost 70% responsible. Why? Because they keep that offense on the field all day.
right. And then like you just said a few minutes ago about the offense, man. You gotta listen, man. Everybody on the offense is going to eat. Not one person. See, most of the NFL teams, man, you only got one person. You only got one or two people that's always being talked about on NFL Network, ESPN, man. Like the Falcons got Julio Jones and got what's that running back name?
Le'Veon Bell.
Freeman, Falcons Freeman. And then you got
Devontae Freeman.
Yeah,
Devontae.
then you got the Patriots. Then you got Patriots with Brady and Edelman. Then you got the Lambs with Gurley. So you only got one or two people that's always
anybody
being
talks
talked about and all what. Yeah, but
Hey, Ronbo, I'm really sorry. So I was wondering if you wanted a cat.
What? Okay, is he waiting on the phone? Okay, we'll come back to you. Okay, I'm sorry, Will. Go ahead.
Hey, people ignorant. All right, and yeah, man. But what we got, man, we got so many players, man. Man, we got so many. Like I said, man, we are an unusual team, man. Kyle Shanahan playbook is going to be set out to be a playbook for everybody to make plays, get yards, get touchdowns, man. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You might see a few games with Jimmy G throw 5 touchdowns to 5 different players.
Ooh, that's the ultimate offensive attack, Will. That is what every team would like to be able to do that. Well, you know what? Every team ain't got that kind of talent, and every team ain't got an OC like Kyle Shanahan. See, that's the problem with a lot of teams. They have to rely on one or two guys. Kyle said, I ain't got to rely on nobody. Wherever they got a weakness in that defense, we are going to exploit it. That's what I like about Kyle.
It don't matter who you are. If you're open and Jimmy G see you, he gonna get you that ball. Man, it's just simple, man. It's just simple. So, man, I think it's gonna be a great year, man. And I heard about Kendrick Bourne, man. Hey, Kendrick Bourne, he gonna be all right, man. He gonna make the team, man. The dude pretty good, man. Dude is tough, man. He's tough, man. Cause I remember that game against the Rams, man. Dude caught that ball in the middle of the field. And dude hit him while he was in midair, man, head onto the ball, man. That's toughness, man. You need receivers like that. You need receivers that can catch the ball, take a hit, and hold on to that football, man, so we can keep moving them chains.
And we got to stop. And also, don't leave out Kendrick Bourne runs route like few can, and Show will not acknowledge that, but he soon will. All right, Will. I'll see you tomorrow, fam.
All right, man. You already know what it is, man. Shout out to my fam, TNT, man. My player partner, Dre, Trey, you know what I'm saying? Jerry Fresh and Big Show, man. Big Show, you my brother. You part of the fam. You just that brother. You just that brother out the clique that just need a little prayer. That's all, man. We gonna pray for you, big dog. But I still love you, man.
It's late.
All right, man. Oh yeah, and one more thing, man. I found the Santa Clara PD found the people who found the kids that slashed the Jimmy Ward tires, man. They asked the kids why they did. They said Jimmy Ward ain't shit, and they he said,
well, we gotta go. East Coast people waiting.
They let them go. They let the kids go. All right, Ronbo.
I knew that was coming. Send them all, Will.
All right, man.
Look at my boy Dub. Oh, God. Take them children and put them in hard labor. Hey, child, go to bed, child. Get some rest. Take your medication and stay off the phone, you little racist. What is wrong with you? Stop it. Grow up. James, come on in, James.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
James, man, we're sitting here enjoying the fact that Jimmy G is looking and feeling healthy, and everything's going as planned. He'll be ready. He'll be ready. And I'm looking at. Meanwhile, it's pretty funny because it seems that our drafted kid, second round, Debo's letting his leg heal. Meanwhile, enter Kendrick Bourne for some extra touches. He's taking advantage of it too, James. My boy Kendrick, I've always had faith in him, and I've noticed that he's progressing. He's gone to the next level. Each year, he takes it up another level. There's no telling where this is going with him. I can't wait till this season. And then, of course, our defense. James, I'll let you talk about that. Get on in here, James. And Joe Staley's going to be with us for 2 more years.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. And I will say, as far as the signing of Staley, that's great because, and we're saying 2 years. We really don't know right now. It could be longer than that if he can stay healthy.
Yeah,
he might go 4 years.
How old
One
is
never
he?
knows because he's 34. He's 34 going on 35. And he, the thing about him, it's like, you know, he gives us an opportunity to still continue to solidify our O-line with him being there because I think there's something that they're not so sure about with Richburg because they signed a center. This guy, I think his name is Wesley Johnson. He's like 28 years old, went to Vanderbilt. And he played center. I don't know why he was in school so long. Could have been something to do with medicine or some law or something like that. That you know.
Was he an academic? I mean, high? I mean,
I think so because he's 28 years old. I mean, either you had to have a high academic or you just didn't go to school and you got left back quite a few years till your family just said, we're going to do everything we can do to make sure you graduate one way or another. So, you know,
yeah, because
he's 28
that means
years
he had to
old.
go through med school. If he is going that direction.
Yeah, I don't.
By the
Yeah,
time you get through,
I don't know what
it takes a while.
Yeah, I don't know what his major or his academic was, but I can say this much. You know, it's a good thing because now I'm really curious about, well, what are they going to do with this guy? What's his name? Justin School, that punter they picked. I mean, not the punter, the offensive lineman that's like 6'8".
He's a tackle, James. He's a tackle. He's
okay.
Gonna, if anything, he's waiting for Joe to get through, and by then he should be well seasoned, and he's available to step in.
That's what I do. That's what I do believe because they're gonna move McGlinchey to the left side anyway. He's gonna be that left tackle. Hopefully, he can stay healthy and continue to progress. But I tell you, you know, I can understand Shanahan being so bold in that statement about he don't want to hear. He ain't even worried about what no other teams are doing. He didn't say it that way, but he had put a little more impact in it, you know, and he was 100% right. We don't care about them. Nothing for nothing. You got to realize something. Kendrick Bourne, I want to give a shout out to the last 2 callers, the guy Will and then the other guy Trey that was on, and he was talking about Kendrick Bourne. You know, Bourne continued to progress with different quarterbacks. Now, before Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt, Kendrick Bourne was one of his constants. He was constantly going to him. You know, I mean, they were building chemistry with each other, and he was going to Kendrick Bourne just as much as he was going to Marquise when he first got on the field. And now, this team right now, I'm curious who they're gonna keep at receiver though, because last year they kept 7. Now, mind you, Pierre Garçon went his way, and we drafted Deebo Samuels. Jalen Hurts could fall in the tight end category. But I think one of the things that Kyle Shanahan did in bringing Tuafolo over from Atlanta.
I forgot all about
Listen,
him.
Ronbo, how are you going to stop a 6'8" tight end sitting there at the 2-yard line? That's an ultimate red zone target at 6'8", because if your cornerback is 6'2", even if your cornerback can jump 3.5 feet up, straight up vertically, right off his tiptoes, then guess what?
He can't reach the low.
This guy's 6'8", so this guy's already got him beat by 1/2 foot. So if this guy can actually jump 3.5 feet, he's still going to tower over him. At 6'8", almost close to 300 pounds.
I don't know what his wingspan
This is what I'm talking about.
That's 9 feet.
How do you stop him that big in the end zone? Okay, it's like the man is building a bully team that, if you ask me, if all these players stay healthy and continue to progress, we will become not only just a playoff team, a Super Bowl contender year in and year out, because Kyle Shanahan he's actually building a bully. Offensively, he's giving Jimmy Garoppolo every weapon you could possibly use. Pick your poison.
Yeah.
You pick your poison. Now, like I said, I was talking to a friend of mine today that's listening right now, my brother in the Niner Empire, Hakeem, is listening right now, and we were just talking about a play. Yeah, man, big shout out to him, Ronbo, and he's a Niner fan, Niner Empire, and we were talking about a play. Okay, Dante Pettis to the left of Jimmy Garoppolo, with possibly George Kittle sitting there to the left of him also, and then to the right of Jimmy Garoppolo, you got Deebo Samuels and Kendrick Bourne. Okay, with possibly Jalen Hurd going in motion, but lining up on the same side that they're on to the right of Jimmy Garoppolo, and then Hurd goes in motion with Tevin Coleman sitting in the backfield. You tell me what that middle linebacker of that opposing defense is going to do. What could he really tell his team to do, especially with Hurd going in motion?
All they can do is protect deep. That's all they can do. And then if they get the wrong playmaker, God knows what's going to happen. James, we got to stop though. I like that play you drew up though. Bring another one.
Brother. It is what it is, but like I was saying about the callers, and I know you got to go. Hopefully we can watch some football that, is the way 49er football used to be, the good days and better ones than those. So all in due time. Anyway, Ronbo, thank you for what you do. Thank you for the platform that you provide for us. Niner Empire, Niner for life. Please, somebody, please find a way to get that kid off of there.
I know
That's sad. That's sad what his parents are doing.
Well, that's it. The parents just raised the demon.
Yeah,
he'll survive.
Well,
all right. Anyway,
a piece of dog species is dog species. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Have a good evening. Be blessed. Thank you so much. Niner Empire, Niner for life.
All right, fam. Have a good night. And let's go now to since day one.
What's up, family? How you doing?
Oh, fam, it's just all about, we're watching the progression. Then you get yesterday's little event, State of the Franchise. It just gives you a good feeling about how the 49ers direction they're going. The problem I have right now is all the guys on the hurt list. Kind of scares me. I keep saying it's early, don't worry about it. But, what happened to that guy? We hired some people that are supposed to be able to keep that under control. But, all right, we'll see. They'll be okay.
I didn't get a chance to catch it. I was gonna see if I can catch a replay, or if I was gonna look it up, see if I can see it again. But I was working.
State of the Franchise?
So I didn't get to.
Yeah, you can. Just Google State of the Franchise 49ers 2019. It's actually at 49ers.com, but it's kind of hard to get. Well, you just search it first on Google.
Yeah,
and it'll take you right to the right link.
Exact link.
It is. And they got one they took down, so it's kind of strange. But since day one, what are your feelings, man? We got Joe Staley for another couple of years. That's going to keep that offensive line in shape, because Joe's going to be a leader that's going to make sure that there's no failures and hold each other accountable. So,
Yeah, that's a good move right there. They think he's gonna be able to hold the fort down for a couple more years, so we can maybe look for somebody so he can groom in maybe next year or the year after that. That gives us some time though. It gives us time, and he's gonna anchor him down.
Yeah.
He's gonna lead by
replacement
example.
already anyway. Actually, because McGlinchey's going to move over to Joe's spot.
Oh
when he leaves.
yeah. He's
And then
gonna
we got
slide over, but you know
School. Yeah.
they're gonna need somebody. Yeah, I mean, it all depends how school plays. But regardless, I mean, I think they'll figure something out.
Mm-hmm. Well, with this track record, I got a feeling School's going to come in and do a good job. I mean, here's a guy. He didn't, and he's not like he graduated or left school early. School graduated as a senior, allowing one sack.
Yeah, he played.
One.
He started all 4 years.
Yeah. For one.
Oh yeah,
sack.
he's durable. How many? One sack out of those? Out of all that?
And that was to and he actually handled our guy. He dealt with Bosa. Who got away? It was Josh Allen. Josh Allen finally came up with the move to get past him. That's the only guy.
He gave him one sack out of his whole career?
His whole time he was there. So he is probably the heir apparent.
He fell to us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember. I looked up some of his tape, and he looked good. He looked solid, but they didn't have
good
that.
Footwork.
I didn't see that much on it.
Yeah, them tentacle arm dudes, man. Those ones are the long arms. They always make great offensive linemen. If you got that kind of height and arms, oh man, it's like trying to get around an octopus, man. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, he could run. He could run too.
Yeah,
he could run, and that's he's good for the zone run, and we need linemen that can get downfield.
Yep.
That's good. He's gonna work out.
Yeah. So, and by the way,
excited.
As I was trying to point out to the Big Show, second, how do you feel about Kendrick Bourne? Are you looking at him just because he's Kendrick Bourne, undrafted free agent, or are you paying attention to how he's progressing and getting better and better?
Kendrick Bourne is that's my dude right there, man. I told you the last time I talked to you, some reason he stood out 2 years ago to me when he came in the preseason games against Kansas City, and he had 2 touchdowns in the end zone, and he just made it look so easy. It was a jump ball. He just jumped over the defender and reached over his head and he makes it look easy. He doesn't jump out on the screen. He doesn't jump out of the screen to you, but when he catches the ball the past couple of years during the games and everything, and he's the separation's ridiculous. He's like 5-10 yards from the guy already. It's because he's so good on his route running, and he mastered it.
It is.
And I believe in that guy.
Dude, he's making some
everybody's
circus catches.
On him.
Not everybody.
Yeah, he's always
you and I and Dre, we're holding it down. You know what, though?
Yeah, he can jump up.
Hey, he can. I mean, when you're vertical in the air like he was in that game against the Rams and make catches like that, I said, man, there's a guy, he's going to end up getting hurt. Maybe. I hope not. But he'll do anything to get that ball. I like that.
He had another big one, I think, against Chicago when we played in Chicago. I think.
Got that run
before that in the middle, and he just went up and took a hit, and he gets up and got a little swag to him, and I like the way he plays, man.
I do too. Big smile on his face.
He's a bright young kid, and he's active, and he knows what it's like. All he knows is red and gold. We gave him a chance. He got better and better as the game went on, and now it's 2 years later, and he's looking to compete for that slot position. I think he's going to be in on a lot of touches and he's durable. He doesn't get hurt that much. He doesn't get.
I don't ever remember him getting hurt. I do not remember Kendrick Bourne ever being hurt.
I didn't want to go that far, but I'm pretty sure that I don't remember. I remember seeing him in a lot of games.
Not yet.
It was never a point where
a
point like, oh, he's out. Kendrick Bourne's out. They're like, ew, he's solid. He takes care of his body.
Yeah.
He's conditioned. He's ready, and oh yeah, that's perfect. Him and Julian Taylor, man, I'm excited. Period, man. But last year. We thought we were in for it last year. We got the same expectations, but even higher because our defense is so much more improved.
We should have did better last year, though. I don't know what
And
the
I
defense would have did
know a
last year,
lot
but
of
we should have did
experts.
better last year. We were an 8-8 team last year at least. You know, you cannot have your
Yeah,
starting
a lot
quarterback
of
and everybody else
experts.
going down. Kyle has altered the playbook. He's not as effective on the offense as he would have been. He'll be that way this year. It'll be clear to everybody what happened last year after this year goes by. Then we'll see exactly why what happened last year happened as opposed to what happens this year. It'll be all easy to figure out. So.
Yeah, and a lot of experts, experts, they all say when they give their take on the Niners, a lot of them, well, I mean, almost everyone that I've seen, they all say that, well, the Niners, we had high expectations from last year's, and then they bring it up, injury plague, took them down, like they had players left and right, and they all said the same. They were like, well, if it's me, and I have the same expectations, if not higher, because we didn't get to see the Niners that we all expected to see. So,
we'll see them this year.
you know, like that team wasn't that team, and the people who are saying all that, all this and that, you guys are this, they don't know it's like that. They don't know that it was obviously a different team on the floor. Like they don't. I don't know, man. It's just
clear as day. Sister, well, we got to stop. I'm gonna tell you what. I'll be back tomorrow looking for you. All right.
Yeah, we'll take care of that, Ronbo. Appreciate the time. Appreciate what you do.
Appreciate
Empire, you stay up. Be patient. We'll talk to you tomorrow, Ronbo. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Have a good night too.
You too. Good night.
And let's quickly bounce over to Phil. Come on in, Phil. Phil.
Hey, Ronbo, you there?
I'm right here, Phil. Come on in, man.
All right, man.
Well, Phil,
hey, I missed the other day's show, but I want to start off by saying folks need to relax about comparing last year's data against this year's team. And they got to put it in context. I mean, the sacks that the Niners had was because
we got them all against the Raiders.
Quarterbacks, exactly. Well, no, they had CJ that hold the ball and
that. Yeah. I was trying to point that out. He didn't want to hear it. You know, I said, you know what? The offensive line is not supposed to hold that defense for 20 and 30 minutes. You got to throw the ball, you know, or get rid of it. Do something.
The other thing is, I love the fact he signed Joe Staley for 2 years. This is a major accomplishment because, I love Joe. I love Joe Staley. I think he should go in the Ring of Honor. I mean,
I think easily.
The memory that I have of Joe was when he did I was at the game, and Alex Smith did the quarterback draw over the left side, and Joe was leading him.
Yeah.
And against the Saints in the playoffs, and Joe cut down the blocker 20 yards downfield, and it was a great play.
Phil, lost you again. You something goes along where there's suddenly you're fine, and then suddenly we lose you. I missed that last one. Try again.
No, I'm just saying that Joe Staley at the against New Orleans.
Blocking down. We got the part where he was blocking a guy. He took a guy out 20 yards down the field behind Alex Smith. Yeah.
The field, Alex Smith had to run. Oh, that was a great play. I was at the game, and I will never forget that play.
Tell you, Joe's got a lot of them. And how about when Joe played wide receiver?
I love Joe.
Season.
I love Joe. But anyway, I'm glad I signed him up, and I don't know what the details of the contract. Do you know?
No. I just heard it was extended 2 years, and I haven't heard any dollar amount. I can't imagine what they gave him. It has to be at least
Well, it's
similar to
making
what he
10
just got. What did he have
Well,
before?
he was making 10 mil, so I'm putting it similar to that. And
Yeah, 2 more years.
It is.
And maybe give him 12. At least 13.
Yeah,
Yeah, 12 or 13.
exactly.
Yeah,
But he's a Niner forever.
Mm.
I love the guy. I love the guy.
And Phil,
And he's a great
there's
leader
not a lot
on
of
that.
guys. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
He's a great leader on that offensive line. So,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
so it's well worth the money. So I'm happy about that. But the other thing about Kendrick Bourne, like everything, you just can't take last year's statistics and throw it into this year's
Mm-hmm.
because last year was so different. All the injuries. So, yes, I trust Kyle to judge his wide receivers.
And see
But
how
I
he can
like
use it.
Trent Taylor. Yeah, and I like Trent Taylor. I think he's our Julian Edelman. I think he's our Wes Welker. And I think, you know what? He's going to come out with some huge numbers.
As soon as Welker showed up, I knew Trent Taylor was safe. He'll never get cut, especially as long as Welker's there. And all of a sudden, and he's glowing in camp anyway. Certain quarterbacks are going to do a good job and make wide receivers better. George Kittle is a freak. Anybody who's throwing the ball, George is going to be fine. But you remember when Marquise Goodwin and Trent Taylor took over the 49ers, that 5-game win streak, they were just dominating? It was Jimmy G. Timing, placement, velocity. All these things are going to make a wide receiver, it's going to affect him in different ways. And that's why I say, you know what, look out for those guys that looked good in 2017. They'll be back this year. Why? G's back.
I agree. And I think Trent Taylor is a keeper. So, this back's all right. He's a good man.
Tell you. And
So,
besides, Jimmy G's cadence
Jimmy
count.
Ward.
Go ahead.
I'm still a Jimmy Ward guy.
Yes. We just need him to heal up. He's going to be fine.
He's going to be good.
I really believe that, too. I'm not kidding.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll let you go, Ronbo. I know you got a lot of callers. So.
All right, Phil. And I tell you what, we'll look for you tomorrow, too. All right?
But, all these guys putting out these stats, got to put it in context.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I...
This is true. And I've always said that there's extenuating circumstances, and probably both good and bad. But the thing is, don't bring in those sacks that nail a guy to the cross and call that the gospel. Some people do that. I think, well, oh, come on, man. You know when you look at that, it just, Anyway, that's fine.
Totally. But that's why we're here.
Yeah, to argue.
All right, man.
All right, Phil. Have a good night.
Take care.
Yeah, you too.
I love you.
Hey, love you back,
All
fam.
right, bye.
Night. Hey, it's just up over here. Hey, Harold.
What's up, Ronbo?
Harold, man, we're just sitting here going over, first of all, the state of the franchise was fun stuff. Also, Jimmy G is just smoking in camp. He had a couple of ouchies yesterday. So I mean ouchies, but a couple of mistakes yesterday. But all in all, he's making all the throws. And that was the thing that was the most worrisome thing is Jimmy going to come back and he's going to be ready to roll? Because you know the Debbie Downers always give, he's not going to be the same again. A lot of quarterbacks can't come back from that kind of injury and blah, blah, negative, blah, blah, negative. And now Jimmy's out there saying, no, positive, no, positive. He's hitting passes. He's connecting. He's making great throws. I'm telling you, he's looking good. We'll see next week. Just got to keep him healthy. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. First off, I want to say Vancouver, Washington's in the house.
Hey, Harold, that's right. I keep forgetting you're from V.C., man. What's up?
Yes, so Vancouver in the house. But, People forget that Jimmy G's teacher pretty much had the same injury in the middle of his career.
Yep.
And he came back with that.
Tommy B.
And now look where he's at.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Very next
I ain't worried about that. He's gonna rock this knee brace this year. That's fine with me because he likes it. It's comfortable, he says. So
he could put 2 on.
But I bet you the year after that, the year after that, next year, he ain't gonna be wearing that. He ain't gonna be wearing it. He won't be wearing it even in the Pro Bowl game that he's gonna be playing in.
No, you mean the playoffs
this year, man? Actually, we're gonna be in. I can't
Harold,
say it. I'm with you on that. I can't have it.
I know. I ain't going past the playoffs. You know what? I do want to make the playoffs. And Harold, not necessarily as a wild card. Everybody thinks that we still need to be a wild card. Harold, if you look at the Rams, for some reason I see weakness on that team now that nobody's talking about. Everybody refuses to talk about. I see the Hawks. They've lost too many good people too. And I see us doing nothing but improving our roster. Now, does it make any sense to hype them teams while saying our team is still third next to them? I will not do it. I see the Rams getting weaker. I see the Hawks getting weaker. The Cardinals got some things they got to get together before they start kicking butt. But meanwhile, I see the 49ers nothing but getting better. And that's not seeing through red and gold glasses. That is the absolute truth. So I ain't coming off of it.
The only teams that got better in our division are us and the Cardinals. And I mean, I'm not worried about the Cardinals at all.
Not
but
yet.
They did get better than last year.
A lot better.
But Seahawks, they ain't got no receivers. They lost all their defense the last couple of years. The Rams, Todd Gurley ain't scoring no 20 touchdowns. He ain't got no knees. He's got arthritis.
Hey, Harold, well, let me say, you heard what they said about Todd Gurley. Now, I was reading about him the other day because I keep an eye on, I always keep your enemies closer. I read now where the Rams are saying we're probably going to take a little bit of the burden off of Gurley and we're probably going to have a little more distribution in our offense. I said, see that? I knew it. You guys don't have Gurley to initiate that offense. You're dead meat. I'm telling you, Harold. I'm telling you. Rams are not all that.
Go ahead and pay him. Yeah, go ahead and pay him all that money just for him to play.
Yeah, that's the part I like the best.
Yeah, go ahead and pay him all that money just to split the carry. Yeah.
I wonder how much was guaranteed.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know, but it's going to them doctors for that knee. I'll tell you that. Man.
Well, I can't laugh at that, though. But you know what? I see the 49ers being able to exploit the team now. The Rams, defensively, we could get them. So if we can stop them defensively, I see this being revenge is going to be sweet this year, Harold. Put it that way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm so glad that we got Joe Inc. for the next couple of years. Just to stabilize that left side for a couple more years.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and let Michael Glitchy learn some more things.
Mm-hmm. And school, let that dude learn some other things, watch and learn. You know what I'm saying?
Because look who he's working with.
Yeah, that was good
news. He's got
news.
Joe and Mike. So all he's got to do is pick up some of the nuances of the things they do, add to his own. I mean, this is how things start rolling and snowballing. Hey, Harold, let me ask you a question.
What's up, bro?
Joshua Garnett starts to look like he's ready to play and stop acting silly? Well, I don't know if he's been acting silly, but what if he gets real serious this year and goes in and shows that he can actually play the guard position? Because I'm worried about Weston Richburg. Mike Person could end up at center. And if that happens, if Garnett's ready to play, that dude can talk about clearing out path. And he knows Kyle's system by now. I don't want to bring in a new guy. I want to see this guy come in and be a first-round draft pick. Dang it. I know he is. You see what he did to Aaron Donald was all PO'd last year. Who bothers Aaron Donald? Nobody. Joshua did.
I mean, I hope he can come in and play like he did against the Rams, man. Like, he was that first round draft pick, and he has potential. I mean, he keeps getting injured, and that's the storyline. But I hope he does come in to shore up that inside of the line, man, because the outside is I'm pretty confident in. It's just
no problem.
Those three inside guys that I kind of worry about. But
Laken Thompson's been getting better. Laken Thompson always could take people down the field. Laken Thompson will kill you running down the field. You can run behind him.
Yeah.
It was protection. Laken's timing sometimes a little slow on fast defenders. He got better last year, though. a little better. He still was the worst on the line, but a little better. So maybe it's just, I mean, the thing, it could be just a work in progress. With Jimmy, though, offensive linemen tend to look better because Jimmy's not going to take too long to make a decision. He processes quick.
He gets the ball.
He gets with it. Yeah. See, that's why I'm not worried about him getting sacked. As long as he's got that offense down, and he does have it down now, I should imagine.
No, Jimmy ain't CJ. All right, Jimmy ain't CJ. He gonna get that ball out. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna hold on to it till somebody takes it from him.
Are you right?
Know what I'm saying?
God.
Yeah.
We may have to stop talking about CJ. This. What if CJ comes out and just be looking good? I mean, you know what? One of them going to get traded.
I don't think so, Ronbo. I don't think so, Ronbo.
Let me stop lying.
I'm going to have to disagree with you, man. Come on.
It's not in him, actually. CJ has... I think he might be a career backup. You know what, though? I wonder if you can trade him, if anybody would take him. I wonder if Belichick would... Because, Belichick likes to get players he knows are never going to ask him for too much money.
I wouldn't pay the man. Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know what I'd give up for him.
I know.
Washing machine. I don't know.
How about if you throw a dryer in, you got a deal. You know what? Maybe he ends up, I don't know what's going to happen to CJ, but I don't see him beating out Nick. I really don't. Even though, as Kyle says, it's a wide open competition. I've not made any decisions yet. Kyle, why? You guys traded up for CJ.
He just got to be politically correct.
Yeah, and they traded up for CJ too.
He just got to be politically.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably just because they was taking Kittle. You know what I'm saying?
The reason they know about Kittle, we can thank CJ for that. The only reason they know about George Kittle, because George Kittle for some reason wasn't getting any press or any promotion. They were looking at who CJ was throwing at, and then they drafted George in the 5th round, unbeknownst to them what they really had. Whoa.
Yeah. Well, thanks, CJ. I appreciate you for that. You know what I'm saying?
CJ, hey,
George
Harold,
Kittle was real good.
Yes, we got to thank you for that. Harold, come on back tomorrow, Harold, and let's talk some more ball, man.
Oh yeah, man, I'll be back. Thanks for coming on today, man. I was having a little bit of a bad day, and I seen you were coming on, so
good.
So, yeah, appreciate
Harold.
it, dog.
Appreciate you, fam. You know what?
Hit them lights, y'all.
Yeah. Thanks, Harold. Have a good night. Be looking forward to hearing from you tomorrow.
All right, man.
Yeah. And we go to Bash. Bash, are we having the same situation we had yesterday? Let's see if he's... Remember, Bash, just after you ring in, just freeze. All right. See if we can get him in here. It's always good to hear from Bash, especially when he comes in doing. We got to get him to do more imitations. He's got about 4 of them that are just amazing. I mean, when he does Ohio, when he so we're gonna, hey Mike, Marin, Mike.
Ronbo, how we doing, buddy?
Mike, doing great. I'm telling you right now. We got our vehicle back from those kids who slashed up our tires. The J-Dub wagon is back up and rolling. Mike, wait, before we get into that, though, I wanted to talk about why Jimmy G's looking good in camp. Joe Staley's going to stay with us a couple more years. And did you get fired up behind all the great things that were said at the state of the franchise?
I did, Ronbo. I watched the whole state of the franchise last night, and Joe Staley, man, that's rock solid right there, Ronbo. That's rock solid from day one. Joe Staley has been a rock solid contributor to this team on and off the field from day one, and he is what epitomizes a professional football player, man.
Yes.
And this guy is, to me, when I think of the 49ers, I think of guys like Joe Staley, Frank Gore, Patrick Willis. Those are the guys that I think of now. I used to think of Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Roger Craig, Tom Rathman.
And just add these guys to the list. Yeah.
Absolutely. They're all in there. Steve Young. But, I mean, it was just so cool to have that announcement last night during the state of the franchise, and then, you know, of course, Joe was being Joe and talking about Jimmy G. This guy literally sweats olive oil. He has an unbelievable jaw structure.
Where does that stuff come from? And then Joe was jokingly saying, and about that sexy cadence. What's up with that? Yeah. And they went ahead and did it, you know. Joe said he was surprised. You guys going to do it? Well, yeah, no, go ahead.
That is so cool. I think one of the really cool things about Joe is he has a lot of fun, and he puts his teammates in, and he embarrasses them. You know, he puts them in embarrassing situations, and it's fun to see how they respond to get out of that situation. You know, so it's always fun with Joe, man. And then he got serious, you know, and man, that was pretty heartfelt what he said and everything. About how appreciative he is of it, and it's awesome to see them do that for Joe, and it makes me feel good about the 49ers organization that they did that. So,
and Mike, I just want to add to that. You know, I got a feeling Joe stays in the booth or somewhere. The way they got to keep his personality on display. The 49ers are going to make him some mad offer in 2 years. Joe, we cannot continue without you. You got it. How about you work in the booth with our new guy? What's the new announcer that I'm really not happy about? But I have to get happy about it now because he has been around for a long time. So, but anyway.
Oh, Greg Papa?
Yeah, Greg Papa. I could see Joe and Greg in the booth at the same time, and Joe just throwing little digs in there constantly like he likes to do to liven that booth up even beyond what it is. I'd throw the house at him. Joe, you can't leave us, man. You live in the Bay Area anyway. So yeah,
yeah, that would be fun, man. That would be fun. That was a really cool deal. And then when they had the defensive players out there, like you referred to earlier, Buckner, man, yeah, saying he's the happiest man on the team, you know. And Fred Warner had some interesting things to say too about Quan Alexander and how you know when he got there, the energy that he brought, and just you know. He said, you know, we're going to be a problem. You know,
I know, I love
we
that.
are going to be a problem.
We're going to be a problem. Yeah. Just like that one sentence.
So, yeah. So that was a really cool event and pretty fun to watch and everything. But hey, Ronbo, just out of curiosity, you happen to know who the highest paid defensive player on the 49ers is this year?
Good question. Let me think. Just a second. Who would that be? Wait a minute. Is it Jimmy?
It's messed up, Ronbo.
I can't. It's Armstead gets 9 this year.
No.
Quan, what am I saying? Quan just got a very hefty contract, right?
This year, though, and it's I think it's Jimmy, isn't it?
Jimmy gets 5.
Oh, wait a minute, Rombo. I'm sorry. I was looking at last year, I guess. When did he get 8.5? Was that last year?
Yeah, that contract ended, and they gave him 5 this year, and they picked up Armstead, who picked up 9. But I really wish I knew who is, though. I know you were getting ready to make a joke on Jim, but I'm wondering.
Always, Rombo.
Who is
always
the
getting ready to make a
joke. Those jokes sell in this year. Sherm gets paid almost an incentive package. And I mean, the sky's the limit on his salary at the end of the year. But I don't know. Now that you've opened that can, who do you?
Yeah, now I'm going to have to really find out. I thought it was Jimmy, but that was last year. He was the highest paid 49er last year, the highest paid defensive player.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for all those contributions that he gave us last year, got a highest paid player. We're looking into all this, Rombo. I actually subpoenaed the medical records have been subpoenaed, and the truck came yesterday, but they have to make another trip. They got to make another trip over and fill the truck back up.
Oh my God, it's bad. He's gonna. But you know what? I got to tell you, if he ever stays healthy, he will look underpaid.
Yeah. Yeah, if he ever stays healthy, Rombo. There you go.
I don't even know. If I was Jimmy's defense lawyer, he'd have fired me on that statement alone.
Yeah. Hey, so what do you think about this wide receiver competition? I see a lot of people bickering back and forth about who's gonna get cut. And
Mike, you go ahead and say who you think, because you know what, I got to tell you, I am clueless. I do know that Trent Taylor, a lot of people put Trent on their cut list for reasons unbeknownst to me, because that says, you guys, remember first year, he was not hurt. Second year, obviously, when your back is hurting, you can't play. So don't tell me he's no good. So Trent Taylor, I kind of had a feeling he wasn't going anywhere. Kendrick Bourne, if he continues to do what he's doing, how are you going to cut him? All right. And I know. I see Matthews staying on the team for a number of reasons. Of course, they can't get rid of their draft picks. So I'm at 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6 is Goodwin, because I figure they're going to keep him, because that speed is essential in Kyle Shanahan's system. That's 6 guys. There's several other kids running around in camp. I don't know if they're making an impression or not. But, Mike, Richie James, I'm not sure. If they carry 7 guys, if they want to keep him that bad. But I need to see what Poindexter looks like. And there's about 2 other kids around there I want to see what they look like, too.
But even if they wanted to keep Richie, I mean, look at it this way. You have there's no doubt.
Dante.
There's no doubt that they're going to keep Debo, Dante, and Jalen, right? Those are the 3 guys that they just drafted recently, right?
And you might as well throw Taylor in that must stay still.
Exactly. And I thought maybe Taylor might have been one of the guys if his back didn't get better, but it sounds like he's good, man.
Yeah, he's
so
back on track.
I mean, if Taylor's back on track, then he's in there. And then Bourne is looking good. You know, Goodwin is I don't know how I guess they could, but I don't know how they would get rid of him if he's looking good, you know. So then you got Goodwin and Bourne and Taylor are all looking good, right? So that's 6 receivers right there,
right?
And then you got
how many going to carry?
Yeah, and then you got James and Matthews that are battling it out. You know, I mean, and Matthews is looking good too, from what I hear. And Matthews is very versatile, Ronbo. He's inside
or outside.
Wow. And I like Matthews. I always have liked Matthews, and you know, I mean, from the time that I heard he related to Jerry Rice, I liked him. But then I started watching him, and I was like, hey, this guy's good. But Philly just had like a lot of wide receivers over there, and they had guys that were getting in front of him and stuff. And from what it sounds like, they're throwing the ball to him in the red zone over here at the OTAs, and he's doing well. So
and
I don't know, man.
Jimmy makes receivers that may have been struggling in other places. He's going to make them look good. So that's why if Matthews looks like the world beater, look no further than Jimmy G for that, and other receivers as well. So, yeah, look for some of these guys not to leave. And we may see a couple of good guys leave, though.
That's right. And Jimmy's going to make them look good. And not only is Jimmy going to make them look good, Kyle's going to make them look good.
And because, then there's that. Exactly.
Yeah. But I'm excited about this, and I'm excited about the versatility with these receivers and the way that, they're talking about a positionless offense and to see the different looks that they're going to give teams and the matchup problems they're going to give defenses and all of that.
It's amazing. But, and Mike, we've got to go, but don't even get started on the running backs and their ability to catch. See, it just gets really crazy out there. I feel sorry for any DC that's got to deal with the 49ers this year. That's insane.
Absolutely, Ronbo. Absolutely. Well, thank you for all you do, my man. And shout out to the TNT family, Trey, Trez, Big Show, Will, Dre, Sheik. Shout out to Bash and the Nighthawk fan club. And shout out to the entire Empire. And everybody have a great night.
Yeah, you too, Mike. Appreciate you, fam.
All right.
Looking forward to tomorrow, too. All right.
All right, man.
Night, Mike.
Bye. Night.
All right, let me give him the tune. Alisa, you got to do that one, too. It's for the Big Show. Big Show's one of our favorite guys. Well, Oh, it's a big show. Oh, it's a big show on tonight. Come on in, show. Let's argue. Get your butt
Good
in here.
evening, Ronbo. Good evening.
Well, show you got those. You heard about those digits. What have you got to say about that?
I'm sorry, those what?
Digits. That's DIGI.
I still have my magnifying glass. out, and I'm still looking
Dre,
for
look at
those
him. Look
digits.
at him. Boy.
But first order of business, I want to congratulate Joe Staley.
Yeah.
Who is a lifelong San Francisco 49er and has been one of our best Trent Baalke. I'm sorry, not Trent Baalke, but
McClellan.
McClellan.
Not Trent.
Has been one of our best starting players we've had in the mid-2000s.
So are you outside?
Yeah, I'm outside. I'm sorry. It's so
see if you can turn your back into the wind. The wind is blowing into your mic.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Is that better?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I think
yeah.
you killed it. Okay.
But yeah, I want to congratulate Joe Staley on becoming a lifelong 49er, and I'm so happy and extremely glad that he's going to be retiring a 49er. Because this man has been through hell and back, Ronbo.
I know.
That is something you have to admire on Joe Staley. He stuck with us through thin and thin. He didn't bitch about wanting to go to a different team.
Never did.
That's very, 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 very admirable. You have to admire Joe Staley for wanting to stick with his team, because that says a lot about his character.
So the wind is getting you again.
I'm sorry. Let me see if I can get by the door really quick. And but yeah, that speaks volumes about his character, Ronbo. Because most players would bitch about wanting to leave and
asking for a trade, wanting to be with a contender. I've only got a couple of years left.
Either sticking with us and wanting more money, or threatening to walk if they don't get more money and everything. And I want Joe Staley to get a ring. If we can't give Frank Gore a ring, I want to give Joe Staley a ring.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you we will.
Yeah.
I guarantee you we will.
Hey, show. Yeah, I don't know if you know this or not, but we just retired. Bowman just retired with us. If the 49ers should get a ring this year, does Bowman get one? I wonder how that works.
I don't think so, because he's not on our active roster.
Yeah, you need to be on the. Yeah.
I mean,
you can't just retire.
You need to be active.
Retire the year you retire. Yeah, you need to be active first. If he went halfway through the season and retired, well, that never happens. Okay.
So yeah.
Well, go ahead.
But yeah, you already know my feelings about Kendrick.
Yes, I know.
And
and they're way out of line. You need to give the man credit for his achievements. I don't understand how you don't think that.
What
the
achievement
man
is there, Ronbo?
He's been doing things for 2 years. He's
where
been
a majority
progressing.
of our players were injured, and a majority of teams don't plan for second and third string teams. Are you kidding me right now? That's not production. That's not production at all.
No, wait. I just want to back up on your last statement. Most teams don't plan for second and third string players? What?
Yeah. When a majority of your starters are second and third string players, they don't pull out their full playbook, Ronbo.
So you just let them do whatever they want to do because they're not first stringers. You just let them run up and down the field. You don't do anything to stop him. We're not going to pay any attention to him. He's not a first stringer. Are you serious?
It was later. Come on now.
It was not later. He started the season off after Garcon went down early in the season, didn't he?
Middle of a season when a majority of our starters were injured, Ronbo. If the majority of our starters were injured, he would not have been a starter.
He always had. Listen, Joe. He always had. He had a role. He's always had a role. I mean, he came in for certain situations. And Garcon went down. But of course, now he had an extended situation. But go ahead.
Emotions are a little too high right now. I want to come back with a more prepared.
This is not emotions. I'm just saying he does a good job when he's out there.
I'm sorry, Dre. You're my brother and everything, but you have to recuse yourself from this case because you are way too emotionally attached, and you have way too much bias on this case matter. I love you and all, but this is a case you have to recuse I don't see him making the team. Bottom line,
15 yards for unsportsmanlike conversation.
If Kyle Shanahan was so confident, let me finish. If Kyle Shanahan was so confident in Kendrick Bourne, he would not have brought on Jordan Matthews and signed him onto a 1-year deal for $1.8 million and drafted 2 receivers in front of him. That's the bottom line.
Kyle's not bringing in receivers.
And not only that, we drafted a receiver.
He needed more
receivers. We drafted
receivers.
a receiver last year in the 2nd round. Yeah, exactly, and they're better than Kendrick Bourne.
No, he's going to do it again.
And right now, there are 4.
He's going to do it again next year.
There are 5 guys ahead of Kendrick Bourne right now. He's battling it out with Trent Taylor and Jordan Matthews.
Name them.
I told you earlier, and you all but agreed with me when the pads came on. And bottom line is, it's Dante Pettis, it's Deebo Samuel, it's Jalen Hurd, it's Jordan Matthews, it's Trent Taylor, Marquise Goodwin. Those are 6 right there.
No,
that's our 6.
You know what? Your Jordan Matthews is probably on the team.
He is not.
Wait a minute. Let me just finish. But he's not doing any better. He's not doing any better right now. I don't know what's going to happen next, but he's not doing better than Kendrick Bourne. Well, few people in camp are.
Mike just brought it up. He is versatile. He is an inside and outside player, and he's very fluid, Ronbo. And he's fast, and he's a consistent playmaker, which you need to be in Kyle Shanahan's system in order to make the system work.
Which is why he's with us. Which is why he's with us right now, right? Jordan Matthews.
Exactly.
You have no problem giving Jordan Matthews all the credit in the world. Kendrick Bourne has been with the same team for the last 3 years.
Because he has a contract.
You do nothing but disrespect him, Show.
Before Kendrick Bourne does, Ronbo. That's why I give Jordan Matthews more credit than Kendrick Bourne. He has a contract. Okay, Kendrick Bourne. If they felt confident at Kendrick Bourne, they would have signed him.
Why?
They would have signed. He's a free agent next year.
Why haven't they signed George Kittle and DeForest Buckner before now? Because they always wait till the end of everybody's contract. There's nothing new about that. That has nothing to do with how they feel about you as a player.
Bottom line, the 6 are Deebo Samuel, Jalen Hurd, Marquise Goodwin, Dante Pettis, Jordan Matthews, and Trent Taylor. When all the pads.
I just want to ask you this then, Joe. You really think that Kendrick Bourne is not making any difference?
I really don't. I don't. You cannot. Kyle Shanahan.
15 more yards. That's a personal foul, and
you don't even let me finish.
Show, and you'll be ejected from this game. I'm telling you right now. You know what, Show? That is just plain unfair.
We need to have a topic on this, a discussion, like a show dedicated to the 6. I think
we will. And sometime,
and you have no right to give me shit. Who is backing up one of the worst safeties in the league in the NFL? Come on now, you have no right giving me shit for not wanting to back a player who has not shown no signs of whether or not why he should make this team or not.
Kendrick he's doing a lot to promote his own cause out there, and you're not giving him one iota of credit. None.
Because he hasn't shown.
Man, speak on the numbers, Big Show. Speak on the numbers, Big Show.
I know.
Speak on the numbers, bro.
I don't
speak
see
the numbers, Big Show.
I don't see the numbers.
Speak the fucking numbers. No. All of this shit. Speak on the numbers, bro. Speak on the numbers, bro. Speak on the numbers. 20 receptions, 300 yards, bro. To 42 receptions and 487 yards and 4 touchdowns. Jordan Matthews scored against the fucking Redskins and the Titans. Bourne scored against the Chargers and the Rams. 2 top 5 defenses. One is that top 8 defense in the Chargers. And man, shut up, bro. Speak on the numbers, Big Show. You giving somebody credit who didn't even play with us, bro. You sound stupid, bro. I would choose myself for TNT right now, bro. You playing games, bro. I'm starting, bro. You talking about Jordan Matthews like he done did something. Dude ain't did shit for the last 3 years, bro. He been to the Bills. Now, you know if you been to the Bills, you trash. And when he was with the Bills, you trash. You know what Jordan Matthews did against the Rams? He was targeted 3 times. You know how many catches he had? 0. He was targeted 3 times against the Rams. He had 0 fucking catches, and Kendrick Bourne scored a touchdown.
They're trying to get rid of him.
Come on, Trey.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. No, you come on. Why?
It's the same thing.
At least acknowledge the production.
Yeah, you don't want to give him any credit.
He ain't giving him no credit. You talking about a dude who came from a different squad and he ain't did shit for the last 2 teams he been.
And you guys are judging him prematurely. Come on now.
Prematurely? He ain't did shit.
Joe, you're judging Bourne What we got prematurely? You're judging Gordon after the fact.
Come on, bro. He hasn't done anything in my eyes.
Come on, he ain't been there 3 years. He's been there 2 years.
last year.
I showed the numbers. 16 receptions, 157 yards.
Look at the competition and see this.
157 yards the first year. The second year, 42 receptions, 487 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He doubled in the half his receptions. He tripled his yards, and he 4 times as more touchdowns, bruh. Come on, Big Show, man. Hey, man, you making yourself look bad, bruh. You making the TNT look bad.
I am not an idiot. I go by what I see.
So 20 receptions.
Come on.
So 20 receptions at 300 yards is better than 42 receptions for 487 yards.
Because they do not carry.
So what the fuck? So what the fuck is the point? What the fuck is the being? How are you going to not go by statistics? That's how you get jobs in the NFL.
Game over. You said the wrong thing. Case dismissed. It's personal bias, Big Show, and you know it. You just admitted
you guys have more personal bias than me.
I don't have anything against Jordan Matthews.
How do you get contracts in the NFL? You have to produce numbers, bro.
At 487 yards is not production. Come on now.
So 20 receptions and 300 yards is Big Show.
We had CJ.
They obviously felt that they gave him a $1.8 million contract. They felt
but that's incentive based. You know how much his base contract is? It's $387,000, bro. The rest of his shit is incentive based, bro. So when he don't make the team, his weak ass gonna leave with 385. He gonna leave with 387,000, and half of that gonna be taken from taxes, bro. Know what you talking about, bro?
I do know what I'm talking about. Come on, man. We just have a disagreement. Come on, Dre.
No, Show, you got bias.
You have way too much emotional attachment.
So you clearly have bias.
No. The one who has bias is Dre. He is way too emotionally attached to this because he has
because he's giving you facts.
Yes, Ronbo.
And you're saying you just don't like Show, but you haven't said why. You said he played against weak competition. Show, you can't use that. You can't say because of the competition.
487 yards is nothing. That's pitiful.
Oh, look at the game. Show. Look at CJ for 5 weeks.
I understand it's the NFL. Come on.
Listen, if Mullins is in there for the entire time that CJ was in there, I guarantee you got. I mean, Kendrick would have been around 800 or 900 yards easily. So you have to blame some designation. You got to designate to blame other places, all other than you're putting it all on Kendrick, and all he can do is play his position. He can't play quarterback.
This is all just a huge disagreement. To be clear to everybody, we don't hate each other.
You just said, I don't have anything against Jordan Matthews. I don't.
No, we
but
say
you
things,
do against Kendrick, and you're not going to give him a fair shake, and that's not right.
He's been with us for 2 years, and I've given him a fair shake, Ronbo.
He's been doing
plenty
fine.
Of time.
He's been doing fine.
No, he has not.
With what he's
no, 2 years is enough. Come on.
What?
Come on, he's done, Ronbo.
Then you're saying he's been doing.
I just named the 6. I just named the 6 already.
No, I'm just saying. But you're saying he had a bunch. You're saying his production hasn't been worthwhile. You're saying he's not been putting any good products on the field. And that's basically what you're saying. That's not accurate, Show.
You have to take in Ronbo. You have to take
because he played against this team. He played against this team. He played against this team. You have to take into consideration.
Yes,
the
and they do not have plans for 1s and 2s. Or, I'm sorry, they do not have plans for 2s and 3s. Come on, that's realistic, Ronbo. They don't have a playbook for
you can get. If I know my defensive coordinators out there not planning to cover that kid because he's not a first stringer, I'm gonna fire him. Show. Nobody does that.
Anyways, this is
we'll continue this tomorrow. Bring some better,
and do not come in here and
better preparation tomorrow.
I am not dumb. I am no, Ronbo. Do not call me dumb. Okay, I'm not.
I didn't call you dumb.
Okay, we just have.
I never said anything about you being dumb.
I'm talking about anybody else who comes in here. Do not call me an idiot. I am not an idiot. Okay, I'm very well educated. We just have disagreements on player personnel. That's all that it is. And I have an eclectic personality. I have a stronger personality than some people on here, and that's why I get attacked the most. And I don't have time to come up with a compelling argument because you guys don't give me enough time of day. You always come in here and bombard me. And
bring a compelling argument. Show. If you come up with a compelling argument, I'll listen. You didn't come up with one today.
Yeah.
All you said was...
That's why I said I wanted time to come up with a compelling argument on why he is not going to make this team. I was just spitting stuff out there that I feel and what I visually see. I told you I'm a visual person, Ronbo. I don't go based off of that other crap.
Numbers, stats, or the
yeah,
truth.
I'm a
You go
visual
by
person.
your own feelings. I know. Anyway, so
and this is all I've loved people. We all love each other. We don't hate each other. We
do.
don't hate each other because we say things we don't mean.
Yeah, guys,
but we get over it, move on,
and let me
it's all
address
football
that.
talk.
Show. Let me address that, guys. We're just talking football. Let's not refrain from calling each other nasty names, okay? Show's not any of all those bad things.
Just
man. He's
because
got
I
a
didn't
difference
play
in
football
opinion.
doesn't mean I don't know about football. I know about football. I've been a fan of this team for 23 years of my life, and I'm 33 years old. So I know this team like the back of my hand. So,
well, there you
go. But shout out to Dre. I love you, man. Come in when you're cool. You know I love you. I don't hate you. It's all out of love. We just have a huge disagreement. It's like Thanksgiving dinner. It's like the Thanksgiving dinner table. We argue and shout.
Yes.
You know. So all right. Shout out to all my family and then my Hog Fan Club. I am out.
All right, Joe.
Big Show is out. Trez, 10 minutes, back me up, please. Please, you are my attorney. You're the best attorney out there. That will defend
Trez
me
is
no
probably
matter
wondering what's up,
how
too, you
much
know? Sure. I love
All
you,
right,
fam.
shout out to
I'll
everyone.
see you
All right,
tomorrow,
good
okay? All right. Have a good night. Hey, he's not getting up off that. I guarantee he'll be back tomorrow. He's going to have all kinds of angles. Bash!
Well, I don't know how to follow that one up, dude.
Yo.
Oh, man.
And Dre just went, I mean, it was nuclear, wasn't it?
That was World War III right there, dude. That was TNT on TNT crime.
God.
Man, first things first.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. What's up?
No, I was just going to say, I'm sorry.
When we called last time, actually, the audience could only hear like 20% of my call. So I kind of have to repeat what I told you last time because there are some important things I want to talk about.
Right.
Yeah, you probably. First of all, Kenny's in the chat room. I think you're still in the chat room. Bro,
yeah, we did his birthday. Was it, you talking about his birthday?
Yeah, he couldn't hear me, though. He couldn't hear me say, I mean,
okay,
Kenny,
go ahead.
you're like one of them. Yeah, you're one of the coolest people on here, man. Me, you, and Cheek, we've talked. When we started the Nighthawk Fan Club, you were one of the first guys I remember. I was like, who is this mean-sounding, mean-looking dude? I don't think this guy's going to be cool, you know?
And found out.
You're one of the coolest.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Kenny's super cool, man.
Oh, man. One of the coolest, most down-to-earth Niner fans I've ever met, man. Happy birthday. I hope you had fun. That was 2 days ago, but I'm making up for it so nobody can hear me. And one more thing, that day when I called, that was when Navarro Bowman retired. Again, props to Navarro Bowman. I'm glad he, held his head up high and went back to the Niners and surprised them. He even went to practice and, did the huddle thing with all the players. And I love watching that video, man. So we love Navarro, man. He's a Niner. He's a Niner for life now.
Yes, he is.
And another thing, that same day was Dwight Clark's, the day Dwight Clark passed away. So we had to keep Dwight Clark in our memories. So that's it. I pretty much covered what nobody could hear me say last time.
Well, good. Good stuff.
Yeah. I wanted to say something else about camp today. My friend went to camp today. As far as the wide receivers go, we didn't mention Kendrick Bourne, but there are some people that think that Trent Taylor is not going to be relevant anymore. I hate to say that.
Well,
my boy was telling me.
You got a good point. Only because the fact that they're looking at, are you guys making a comparison between him and Deebo Samuel? Because he's going to be doing a lot of slot work from the way it sounds too.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But from what I was hearing, that Trent Taylor looks like one of the best receivers out there today.
That's what I read. Yeah.
Today, yeah.
They had him running outside the numbers too, Bash. So they got plans for him.
It's going to be really interesting to see what this receiver core looks like at the end of the day. I mean, we even got our own fans fighting over who's the better of the two, and I can't think of a stronger receiving core we've had. Maybe you won't Crabtree. Well, on paper, we had Crabtree, Bolden, and who was that one guy disappointed the living daylights out of me? Stevie Johnson. Oh, man. Brandon Lloyd. I thought that receiving core was going to be awesome. But
Brandon Lloyd, man. That was a good group. There was no weaknesses in that receiving core. Man.
Yeah.
But we still.
Stevie Johnson of Buffalo was a big playmaker, and we got him. I don't know what happened to him. And he's from San Francisco. He's a Niner fan, too, and that just didn't turn out good. But
Bash, this happens every year. There's good players. They seem to draw to teams that don't need them, because we were doing pretty good right during that time, right? Teams come in and see if they can get that ring. That's why Belichick's telling good players, I can't sign you. every year. He's got somebody over there now he shouldn't have. And now the rumor is Gronk is probably coming back later.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Yeah. What else is going on? Yeah, it's just it's going to be interesting. So all these battles between the receiving core, I just think in general our offense is going to be a lot better than it was last year.
Oh.
I'm almost at the point where I'm not even
night and day.
favorites,
Night and day. And like they're doing now, Bash, they've got backups for the backups that got talent. That's why Kyle said it during the state of the franchise. He says, no, people say we got too many running backs. Well, look, I've got one running back right now that's in practice. This is what happened to us last season as well. We got down to one running back. So I do not have too many running backs. Kyle, you told the truth there. Wow.
It's good you mentioned the running backs or the state of the franchise because I'm always supportive of offensive linemen. I mean, the ones who do well, that is.
Yeah.
But Staley definitely deserved that extension. Anybody who says he doesn't deserve what we got if we overpaid for him or whatever, dude, that we showed our gratitude to the guy who's been just putting his blood, sweat, and tears out there. He got drafted when Willis was drafted, same first round, and I'm so happy that I thought that he was going to stick around a little because of McGlinchey, and it turned out to be true. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh, McGlinchey? But hey, Bash, what did you expect? What were you expecting when McGlinchey got drafted? Did you were you surprised?
I was shaky on it because I wanted the pass rusher round one, but
same here. I ain't gonna lie.
But once he got on the field in preseason, I started watching him. I loved what I saw, especially in the regular season. I was definitely a believer, and he's probably the next jersey I'm going to get. To be honest with you.
Yeah. I think
everybody gets. Everybody gets jerseys, kind of the same jerseys that everybody else gets. But every now and then, I kind of like to step out the box. I haven't done it, but this time around, I probably will. But I was saying that
Bash, you got a Staley jersey? Have you got a Staley jersey?
I don't have a Staley jersey. No, I don't. Do not. Yeah, I got two Garoppolo jerseys. Those are my most recent jerseys. I was basically going to say though that Staley's, McGlinchey's probably the reason why Staley's sticking around. One of the reasons at least.
Yeah. Man, they love each other. That's real love, man. That's bromance. That's a serious bromance there, man.
And then you mentioned Skule. Skule could be a little dark horse for the future, so we'll keep our eye out on him. I like the way the offensive line is looking. It's going to look a lot better with Jimmy in the lineup. Anybody who thinks our line sucks, relax. When Jimmy's in the lineup, he's going to be getting rid of that ball super quick. We could already run block the living daylights out of opponents. So
there it is.
I ain't tripping off the O-line.
Yeah. Well, Bash, let me see tomorrow, fam. And sorry to make you wait so long, but blame Big Show for bringing in here counterfeit arguments, okay?
Right. Really quick, shout out to everyone, Niner Empire, of course, Kenny Sheik, Razor, Big Show, all you guys, Trey, Trez. I had a little tidbit to mention about Trez, but I'll do it another time.
Good, okay.
If you guys haven't checked him out, go to Jerry Fresh's YouTube channel. He's got some good stuff on there. So shout out to Jerry Fresh. He's over in Sacramento. We're over in Roseville, not too far away. So, all right, Niner Empire. Love you, Ronbo. Take care, man. Peace.
Love you back, fam. Have a good night. Yes, indeed. Check out Jerry Fresh. I mean, Jerry Fresh's channel. Maybe we'll put that up a little later. JT.
What's up, Ronbo?
JT, man, I'm just sitting here arguing with Big Show about Kendrick Bourne. We're talking about Joe Staley hanging around with us for another couple of seasons. Talk about the golden boy. Mrs. Garoppolo's baby boy is looking good out there, and he's going to be just in time. He's got plenty of time to heal up between now and September anyway. That boy's going to be on fire. I can't wait. Well, JT, touch upon anything you want to, man. What are you thinking about that stuff?
I just walked in the door and I heard you guys kind of arguing with Big Show. I was kind of like, trying to figure out what the argument was about, and I kind of put two and two together. I think if I'm not mistaken, he was talking down on Kendrick Bourne from what it sounded like.
Been going on for years. He hasn't liked Kendrick from day one. Before the ball was ever thrown to him, he just looked at Kendrick Bourne and said, I don't like him, and I want him off this team.
He does not like him. To be honest with you, I'm barely starting to kind of come around Kendrick Bourne. I almost kind of thought that he might be a cutting casualty. But since I was kind of doing some research and checking back on some tape on him, you know, he's been making some spectacular catches.
Spectacular is the
especially with
word.
Jimmy G in the middle. Yeah, he really has. He's been making some spectacular catches, especially with that one catch that he kind of caught in between 2 or 3 defenders, and he like
Against
almost lost his footing and caught his footing and just kept on going in between like 2 or 3 defenders. I think that was that play right there kind of just sold me with Kendrick Bourne to where I'm just like, yeah, we got to keep him.
That was my play too. I kept wondering where's the ball.
That was the play.
And after
because
those guys got out the way,
they look lost. Like
Kendrick
they all
stands
kind of
up.
looked at each other like, I thought one of you guys had him, and none of them had him. And Kendrick Bourne fucking just slipped right through all 3 of them.
And Jimmy put that
took
ball
it up for another 20 yards.
Oh, and Jimmy put that ball the only place you could put it for that to happen, and Kendrick collected it. Shows you his focus and concentration. See, I said, this dude, man, big smile on his face all the time, which always makes me laugh. Because this is fun for Kendrick.
I don't think Jordan Matthews is going to be a cut casualty. I mean, he may be, but I think Kendrick Bourne will make it before Matthews does, just for simple fact that he knows
pecking
the
order
playbook better.
There you go, JT. In pecking order, put your top receivers together. Give me your first number 1 receiver, and you know they're not right now, but where would you designate your receivers right now? Who's your number 1 guy?
Well, my number 1 receiver, my best receiver right now, at this point right now, would have to be Marquise Goodwin.
Well,
because for one, he came in and wasn't a route runner. We blossomed him into a route runner.
Yeah,
now he can run routes. He got that through us. He didn't come like that when he came out of Buffalo.
No, he had a lot of work to do.
We made him the receiver he is today.
And he looked bad the first few
Kyle
weeks
Shanahan.
too. He just got good as the season progressed. You're right. He was working him.
Yeah. That was all us. That's all us right there. We made him the receiver he is today. So that's my favorite receiver right now.
Right. Go to number 2.
Number 2 would have to be Dante Pettis.
Yeah. Okay.
Only for the simple fact is the way he runs, and he just makes them defenders look fucking clueless. Like, where did he go?
I love when he does that.
I love that.
Number 3.
And I think that's going to continue.
Oh, yeah, he's
Number
going to grow. Let these guys. Remember, George Kittle was good in his first year, but not like he was last year. So, you got to wait. Who's your number 3 guy?
Am I throwing tight ends in here too, or is just
No. Let's
receivers?
stay with receivers because pretty much the tight ends room is pretty much decided. But not really.
Okay.
But let's
my
do receivers.
Third receiver, I like Trent Taylor.
Let's see.
Especially a healthy Trent Taylor.
Yeah.
I when he is so clutch on the third down, Ronbo, he is like Jimmy Garoppolo's. What's the word I'm looking for? His
go-to guy.
His comfort.
Yeah.
His comfort receiver, his go-to guy, especially on third down when we need a couple yards, 3, 4, 5 yards, he's the man. Trent Taylor is the man. I think I'd rather have him over Richie James.
Yeah, Trent's going to beat him this time. Last year he was hurt, and Richie did get a little dip. Okay, those are your first 3 guys. You got Goodwin, you've got, your second guy was Dante Pettis, and Trent
Dante
Taylor.
Pettis?
Yeah, now, okay, if you got 3 more guys you're going to keep, who are they going to be?
Well, Debo, he's new, so I can't X him out.
You have to keep Debo. That's 4. And you have to.
Yeah,
you got to keep Jalen Hurd. That's 5.
That's 5.
You got 2 guys you can
keep. So if I had to choose one more,
get 7. We carried 7 last year.
Who am I missing? Who did I not? Richie James, Jordan Matthews.
Yeah, you haven't added. Yeah. That's right.
Kendrick Bourne.
Jordan Matthews. Yeah. You know what? That's it. I think you've put the order together. It's going to be Matthews and Bourne if they carry 7.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Because if they don't carry Matthews, then they're just going to carry Bourne over Matthews. Because like as I stated just a little while ago, he knows the playbook.
Yeah, time spent. Big Show's going, oh, let me call back at show. Don't call back in here. Get your case together and come back tomorrow.
Right? Hey, watch, Ronbo. The receivers I just pointed out will make the roster.
I agree.
And you know what? And I would like to throw in a sleeper. Let me just throw in the sleeper.
Go ahead.
I want to see at least put him to the practice squad.
Which one?
Sean Poindexter.
I was going to say, I bet you can say Poindexter. I want to see more of him in preseason games, especially out there with Nick Mullins. I don't want to see him with CJ.
Yes.
I want to see him with Nick.
Yes, I want to see Sean Poindexter with Nick Mullins and that Caden Smith was tight end. Yes. Oh, I can't wait for preseason.
Caden Smith made the team already. You know, they're not going to get. They're never going to get. That's draft capital. You don't cut draft capital, especially unless it's 6th or 7th round. But even then, you don't. You try not to.
Then how about Ross Dwelley? I want to see some more Dwelley.
Look out. He's my sleeper. Ross Dwelley, watch out for Ross Dwelley. I don't know if he's going to take anybody out, but Ross Dwelley's been very serious since last year. He doesn't talk to anybody, doesn't communicate with anybody else. He's not being friends with anybody else, but he's out there just getting it done. And George Kittle's like keeping an eye on him, too, wondering what's the story. Because George's wondering why he didn't communicate with anybody in the offseason.
He praises Ross Dwelley.
I know. See?
He praises him.
I read that. JT, we got to go. Let's. I'll look for you tomorrow, okay?
All right, for sure, Ronbo. Niner Empire.
Yeah. All right, fam.
All right.
And let's go check out 007. Boom, 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 boom. 007. Or is it 0049? 07? Come in, 07. Oh. I think we're going to have to send some agents out. Send 009 and 0010 out and see what the problem is. 007 always answers, even when he's underwater. Have we moved to Russo? Russo!
What's up, Ronbo?
Hey. Russo, man, come on in, man. We're talking about, we're delighted that Joe Staley's back. He's going to keep some stability on that offensive line a couple more years, which is ideal. So he can bring along guys like School and, of course, Michael Ginchie, the boy wonder. And we got Jimmy G out there firing on all cylinders. He can't wait to get started. And then, of course, there is the fact that Kendrick Bourne is everybody's favorite receiver. I'm talking Jimmy, Nick, CJ, everybody. I mean, Kendrick's out there high pointing over people. I mean, he's just doing a number. But there's still, is he going to make this team or not? I love this stuff. Hey, what do you think, Russo?
I think Kendrick Bourne should definitely make the roster. I mean, dude, pretty much proved himself last year. I mean, he was kind of like Matt Breida the year before, like, wasn't really expected much.
Good comparison.
Just kind of a talent, got an opportunity, took advantage, and then the next year, I think we keep our loyalties in check, and we kind of. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a Jordan Matthews guy. I really never have been. I fully expect him to pull his hamstring in week 1 of preseason or week 2 of preseason, and it's just not going to matter. Like we could say who is our best 6 right now, but injuries happen. So
yeah, they do.
Something could happen to Pettis, and then all of a sudden we need these other guys. I mean, God forbid. I'm just saying. Like
no, it's true.
You can't.
Look at Dante last year.
You can't say who's going to be on the roster right now, but
that's a good point.
If everybody's healthy, I would definitely put Kendrick Bourne in over Jordan Matthews. If that's the decision, there's no decision for me there, anyways. But
there you go.
And what about like Richie James? Like you think Richie James is just done?
I feel bad about Richie. He's such a fighter. He's such a I like guys with that kind of fire. I just think he's in over his head this year. If Trent Taylor was his only competition, Trent's going to put some distance between him and Richie because Trent is just the guy.
He looks good.
Yeah.
He's working with Welker too. Obviously, he looks good.
And that's
I like
mini me
that.
for Welker, who's going to make sure he knows every little move that makes Welker who he is. So I think that's ambitious in Trent Taylor. And then you got Debo
Trent Taylor's
Samuel.
a good player.
Man, I tell you, there's some guys out there with potential. It's crazy.
You know, the one guy that I kind of feel like is gonna get left out. Maybe I'm not saying not make a roster. I just don't see Marquise Goodwin getting as many opportunities this year. Like,
unfortunately for Marquise, I agree with he's probably going to be used as a specialty guy. Last time he was the guy they were actually going to go to guy. But now, do you remember those plays last year when George Kittle was having those huge games? You remember Marquise Goodwin taking 2 and 3 guys downfield with him, and all George had to do was kill the linebacker? Yeah. They did that over and over because you have no choice. You're not going to let Marquise Goodwin beat you deep. If you have a chance, you have to lay off somewhere, and they did. And Kittle and Shanahan got together on the film. Here's what's going to happen. You see Marquise? Look who goes with him. You got the safety in the corner. All right. Now you got nothing but the linebacker because the cornerback on the opposite side of the field. He's got nothing to do with you. This is going to be your zone right in here, and you should hit it with the ball right now. And every time. And what does Kyle say? You should be able to get 80 yards out of that play. George Kittle got 80 yards exactly out of that one play he was talking about. I said, Jesus Christ. That's anticipation. But that was Goodwin did that because not everybody could do that. Because maybe the corner can just stay or just go with Goodwin, or the safety could just go with Goodwin, and the corner can stay right there and guard the middle along with the linebacker. Defenses can shift like that. But if you got a speed merchant, everybody's got to keep an eye on him, or that's 6. So he makes that kind of a difference.
I mean, like, let's just say, like, the traditional 3 wide receiver sets, like, they might do some sort of a rotation, but I would think, like, 3rd and 8 key situations, like, I would feel like Pettis, Samuel, and Taylor are going to be the 3 guys on the field the most.
Yeah.
I mean,
as I say,
we don't really know.
That's
we don't really know what
most
Samuel is about yet, but
I know.
Based on tape, I mean, I don't really see this guy not being on the field. He could be, Anquan Bolden Jr. and he's just like our go-to. He could just instantly be the number 1 for us. Like, so
I know, right?
I don't know. I'm just kind of a little worried about Goodwin's playing time as
his time's going to be cut down though. It is going to. No.
Yeah, maybe early on he'll get.
Yeah. Go ahead.
He might get more reps early on, but I just kind of feel like he's going to start to fade as the year goes.
I think Kyle Shanahan's going to cut his reps down immediately. I think Keese has got to either show that he's better than Debo and Dante on the outsides. That's his competition. The post, the slot, I have no idea exactly what's going to be done with that, but I do know that Marquise is going to have to make one of those guys sit down. I don't think the 49ers are going to do that. That's why I think Marquise is going to have a specialty role, as is Kendrick Bourne. When it comes to the goal line, it's going to be Kittle. It's most likely to be Kittle, Bourne, and Dante Pettis, who also runs great routes. If you got those 3 targets to go to, there's no way to cover all 3 of those guys. None.
And then I could see Jalen Hurd getting mixed into that red zone type package where he's like a tight end, or he's like a back, or he's a receiver.
Won't be lined up.
You're just going to move him all over the place.
Right. He won't be lined up in a conventional spot, though. Yeah. They're going to put him in some place. They're going to put him in the backfield. They could put him in the slot. They could put him in the tight end. They could put him in any number of positions. So this way, the DC has no idea what's going to happen next. There's so many great options by how does Kyle Shanahan call it? Positionless offense. Scary stuff, man.
Man, the Niners look good, man. They got some pieces. I wish we would have somehow gotten another guard, like just another guy on the line. Like, I don't know. I don't really think guard and safety are the 2 spots. They were just kind of like, all right, we're gonna go with what we got. We're not like, we don't have bad players there. They just didn't really address either one of those spots. They just kind of, maybe they know something we don't, or maybe you can only do so much. You can't fix everything in 1 year. So.
And how many picks did we have? We had 6. And I still think the kicker was probably a good idea. Now, a lot of people are still really pissed about that, but I got a feeling later on, I think they're going to be unpissed because.
Oh yeah.
What was funny because yesterday I think it was Trent Taylor says, "Listen, guys, you guys are hyping this guy way too much. Okay, you need to back up and wait. Let's see." When I drop one of his kicks, then I'll go along with it. Sure enough, Trent goes back out there, and Mitch Wish kicks him a knuckleball, and he dropped it. Okay, that's good. I guess I stuck my foot into that one.
He looks like he's going to be trucking down the field and making some tackles too. Like he's not going to be just kicking the ball.
Yeah, or trucking down the field with a ball in his hands.
For what it's worth, I was listening. I can't think of the coach's name, the special teams coach, but I was watching his YouTube clip yesterday. They had an interview with him, and he's like raving about his holding abilities. So I mean, that's like, it seems so insignificant, but that's a big part of the game. Like, so apparently he's really, really good at holding the ball too. So that's something that I'm not going to really worry about.
And Russo, putting your opponent on the 5 and 6 yard line with this defense that we have now. Do you realize I bet there could be, we'll add up the points at the end of the year. There's going to be some safeties this year. If that quarterback thinks he's going to sit back and behind it in that end zone and take his time, if he doesn't try, and then even if they try to run the ball, you better get right up on the line of scrimmage. That is a very scary situation to put a team in with this defensive line. I can't wait to see that.
Andy Lee, I mean, our best years were with Andy Lee, you know what I mean? He was doing that a lot, and then we moved on from him, brought in Pinion, and then, you know, the roster obviously got way worse, but it's not a coincidence that, you know, the punter was a massive downgrade and then the team got way worse those years too. So
let's not even go
very
there.
Important.
Oh, that was terrible. Rousseau, good to hear from you, fam. Let's get together tomorrow if you get some time, huh?
Oh yeah, I've been busy, so I just wanted to at least check in and see how you've been, and
delighted to hear from you too. All right. Have a great night.
I'm glad we got Bosa. I mean, I was on the Bosa. I'm sure you remember.
Here.
So I'm happy about that.
Be fine. It's like Kyle said yesterday, the state of the franchise. Here's a guy that's been working since he's 3 years old. He's been learning how to rest the quarterback. So I said, and Kyle, you're exaggerating, but you know what? He probably was. That's what they do.
He probably was.
That's what that family does.
They said they were playing kill the man with the ball in the backyard when they were like 6. So.
Even the neighbors are peeking over the fence. That's a little violent to be teaching children, isn't it? Close the window, mind your business before I come raging through there.
Yeah. All
right,
Rizzo. Have a good night. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you for taking the call.
Hey, appreciate you, fam.
All right.
No problem. All right. And now let us see if Agent 007 is ready.
Yeah, what?
007. Come in, 07.
Agent in.
007. Tonight, we celebrate the fact that we've got one of the premier. I mean, this guy is he's all-world. Tackle Joe Staley will return for 2 more years. We're also gleaming at the fact that Jimmy G is looking good and continue to look better. And is Kendrick Bourne somebody you'd put on your cut list? Or is it too early to tell?
Bourne, I mean, Kendrick Bourne, and it's gonna be tough, man. Just because there's the competition at wide receiver is really good. So, and he plays. I saw today that he's only 23 years old. He's been in the league for 2 years. He's young. He's only 23 years old.
Yeah.
So basically, he's the same age as Deebo Samuel and Jalen Hurd, but he has 2 years of NFL experience already.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's not a slouch. He's pretty good. I wouldn't be if he gets cut by us. He's definitely getting picked up, and he's gonna be on somebody else's team.
Now he's going to the Hawks. They'll do it in a heartbeat.
You know what? I mean, they did draft 2 or 3 receivers, so I'm not sure, but he'll go somewhere. He'll go somewhere, and I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he started producing and somewhere else. But that's just because I think that we're really deep at wide receiver. But one thing that I really like about being this deep, if injuries happen during training camp, we got covered. So Trent Taylor, let's say Trent Taylor tears his ACL, God forbid.
Yeah.
But if Trent Taylor tears his ACL, then Kendrick Bourne just made the team, and he's going to be our 5th or 6th receiver, and that's pretty damn good. So.
You know what, Kendrick would be. He's going to be a specialty player anyway. He's not going to start. But he is going to be that guy that's going to be used in certain situations. Around the goal line, even though Big Show thinks what Kendrick does is easy, you need a certain amount of talent to make things like that look easy. He doesn't understand that yet. So you're probably going to use Bourne around the end zone because the fact is he's probably gotten better this year than he was last year. He's got Jimmy throwing to him, so the timing is going to even be better than it was last year with Nick Mullins. I see that being a marriage in heaven right there. In around the end zone, I got George Kittle, I got Dante, and I got Bourne. One of those guys is going to pick it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if we can stay healthy, I've already said before, I don't think I'm saying it right now, and I think it's really going to be the case when the season starts. I just don't think people are going to stop our offense.
I don't
either. It's going to be one of those offenses.
Got me on board.
When I mean don't stop it, I mean it's going to be one of those offenses where the ball just keeps moving, and it's just first down and first down and first. It's going to be one of those offenses. The key is because it's kind of been like that already with all the injuries we've had, and the offense still moving. But what we have to do is we have to get better in the red zone. That's been bad for the last 2 years. So
well, I think we're the worst.
Yeah.
I think we're 31 or 32.
One of the worst.
Yeah.
One of the worst. And Kyle Shanahan likes to get people in open space, but I'm glad that we have players like Jordan Matthews and Jalen Hurd because we needed size. We've needed size on the outside for a long time. We haven't had a wide receiver over 6'2" since Mario Manningham, I think, and he was only on the season for like a team for like a year, maybe a year and a half. Injuries caught up with him. Randy Moss was pretty tall, but he wasn't that good when he was with us.
In the red zone, you mean?
Yeah, I'm talking about like we haven't had size on the team at wide receiver in a long time.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you follow. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you say Randy Moss? And he wasn't very good.
He was, I'm saying Randy Moss. He wasn't very when he was with us.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
Well, his career was
blowing anything away.
No, his career was pretty much over.
Oh no, his career was awesome. But I'm saying the only thing that he helped us with is that when he was on the team, other teams were like, okay,
scared.
Now we have to play a certain defense because they have Randy Moss on the outside. And Randy Moss had a couple of good plays, but he just changed how he made the defense more predictable, which was a good role for him.
Yeah. That's if nothing else, it's like Richard Sherman playing cornerback last year. Teams didn't know Rich was dragging a dead leg around, as he confesses to now, and he was still out there making plays. But due to reputation, people were still scared of him. That's hilarious. Well, they should have taken advantage of him last year because they do need to be scared now.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
You want to hear something really funny, man? Check this out.
I always do.
It's just okay. I'm not making this up. So I stayed up all last night, and I did it because I just couldn't go to sleep, and I was watching a lot of Jordan Peterson debates and stuff like that, and I was awake. So it's like 7 a.m. the next day, and I heard that they had the 49ers State of the Franchise. Had just got recorded, so I was gonna go to YouTube and watch it. So there I am. I watch it every year, so I'm watching the State of the Franchise, right? And I'm like, okay, it's a pretty cool show. They're talking about this, that, and then I'm not lying to you. Like an hour into this thing, like I'm over an hour into this thing, I was like, are you kidding me? I was watching the State of the Franchise 2018. And I was like, oh, my God. I was like, what the hell? And then I was like, oh, dude, I just spent, and there was nothing that gave it away.
How long were you watching before you realized?
An hour, an hour. Because they had a bunch of guys, like, we have new food in the arena. We've invested $10 million to make this, make that, make this. And I'm like, it didn't. And then it said it had Dante Pettis, where I got on, where I was like, and then we have this year's rookie class, and it had Dante Pettis in them. I was like, wait a minute, they're not rookie class, they're second-year guys, yeah. and then I went, and then I just noticed I clicked on the wrong link, and I was like, oh my God,
and
what the heck?
Also they had Shraver was hosting this year. Schrader, what's his name? Schrader? Anyway,
Yeah,
he was there
Peter
again because he's
Schrader,
a
yeah.
huge 49er fan, and he's there to our guy for Good Morning Football to keep Nate Burleson in place. But yeah, it was a great production. It had the same people in it mostly, but you seen Debo, not Debo, but you've seen D Ford. Joe was on the stage doing the absolute perfect chicken neck. I mean, Merton Hanks had to see that and say, "Whoa, nobody else can do that but me. Who's been working at Joe, man?" So it was a great show. Yeah.
You know, yeah, it was funny, man. It was really
It is funny.
So,
It's hilarious.
Yeah, no, I remember, you should have seen me when I found out, man. I was like, oh my god, and then
An hour that you could have been watching the other show. It was hard to find, though.
Yeah.
Did you finally found it, though, right?
Yeah, it was on YouTube. I found it.
Yeah. So
it was all right.
it's on 49ers.com, too.
It was with the whole Joe Staley. That's so awesome with Joe Staley, man.
Well,
he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
I don't know. He should be. You got to wait on these things, though, because you never know what criterion is what gets you into the Hall of Fame. We got to win a Super Bowl. I think that's what does it, too. But 007, we got to go.
Yeah, everyone wants to win.
Yeah, you got it. We'll see tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, one thing I want to say before I go real quick, when I mentioned Hall of Fame with Joe Staley, I really think that, this is me, maybe not everyone agrees, but a lot of people would agree, a lot of people wouldn't agree. I think since I've been watching the 49ers since 2006, I've watched 3 Hall of Famers play on my team. Joe Staley, Frank Gore, and Patrick Willis. That's awesome. And not to brag to any other fan base. It's just, you know how lucky you are to be able to watch a Hall of Fame player in a 10-year span. You're like, I remember Joe Staley, one of the best tackles. Frank Gore, amazing, one of my favorite players all time. And then you have Patrick Willis. Again, that's like one of those guys where 40 years from now, I'm still going to remember, oh, man, Patrick Willis, dude. Yeah. So that's awesome.
You know what's really funny, too, 007? You're also going to remember a guy, had he had his head on right, could have also been a Hall of Famer. Maybe 2 guys. Alden Smith and possibly Reuben Foster, once they would have got a couple of techniques right. Because these guys are instinctive and natural players.
I say Bowman over Foster. Because if Bowman would have stayed healthy, there's no doubt he was the
No doubt whatsoever. You're absolutely right. I agree with that, too. Because Bo was a quintessential pro. Really was.
Yeah. Right. And then you have like guys like Justin Smith and Vernon Davis who, I don't think they'll make the Hall of Fame. Justin Smith, though, he's like they have the saying, the Hall of Very Good. That's Justin Smith. I mean, not that he's I think he has Hall of Fame. He played at a Hall of Fame level. He just didn't dominate for his whole career. There's a reason the Bengals traded him, you know what I mean? He really caught on later in his career. Yeah.
So I agree.
If Nick Bosa can be Justin Smith, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Well, look out for Nick Bosa. That's a terrorizing dude. I can't wait to see. Because I remember when Joey Bosa came into the league, I wanted Defoe before over Joey Bosa, And then after they got into the league, and I see Joey coming off that edge of San Diego, I says, okay, I guess
Buckner's not a bad
No.
Buckner
I thought that Buckner would come in a house of fire even better than Joey. But Buckner's like, I'm delighted with Buckner now. I mean, in that year, I thought, wow, Joey is everything they said he'd be. Oh, my God. I mean, did he get Rookie of the Year that year? D-Roy? He was it,
I think he did.
Yeah.
I remember he held out. Remember?
Yeah. He's been a Pro Bowler. And we're going to have that problem with Nick, too, as far as that agent is really rough. And the Bosa family does not. They don't. That's the same agent that represents Solomon Thomas. Solomon Thomas called him off last year. The Bosa family won't do it. So I'm a little worried about that. There's something about the language in the contract that they don't like. Hopefully, Parag sees that coming, changes it so we can get over that hurdle. I don't want to hear about Nick Bosa still not in camp because of his contract. Oh, God, don't start with this. God. Anyway, we'll see.
I saw today real quick. I saw online today they had a list. There was a list, and it was NFL's top 5 players who have let, their teams down in like the last years.
Yeah.
And at number 3, Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward. On the list. Made the list.
Everybody, you know what? These are booby traps everybody sets me up for. I didn't know where he was going with that. And but 007, I'm leaving. I'm leaving now, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
See you later.
I don't even want to hear about the other 3. Woo! Boy, I tell you what, you guys are getting up. I'm going to be the guy, though. Later on, course of season, week 5, week 6, week 7. How you like me now? What I tell you about Jimmy? What did I tell you about Mrs. Ward's baby boy? Look at him. I can't wait. Wait. We'll see. The doctor says, what's up, Niner fam? What's up, Doc? Behind enemy lines, hashtag the faithful. What up, Niner fam? Do what you do, 88. Vancouver, Washington House. I wonder if that's, did we talk to Vancouver? I think we talked to him tonight. What's up, fam? That was, I forgot his name, but that quickly. Anyway, I'll remember tomorrow. I may write it down. Yeah, it was Harold. Thank you, Harold. James Cruz. What's up, Niners? Paul Salve is the 49ers are flying under the radar. They got something special planned. So pumped. We both have. And Peña for Peña. Wait, so Peña for Peña. Let's go, 49ers. Corvas. It was just a wee Russian. Corvus Williams. Corvus Williams says, what's up from Olive Branch, Mississippi? Yeah. Why? Where some of the best cornbread in the world is being made. Oh, and don't forget Hush Puppies. Ron Cummings, Niners 12-4. Let's go, red and gold. Cali style. Niners! Isaac Berry. What's up, Isaac? Ricardo Rodriguez. And it's got to be the year. What up, Niner Empire? My prediction 10-6, which is a safe prediction. I'm hovering around there, too. We got some things we got to iron out, and everybody's got to develop that one little bit more of maturity and get some things completely down. After that, boy, that's it. This is last year for 10-6, though. Last one. 11-5 and up from here on. Paul Salve, Jimmy G is going to crush it this season, and he knows it. Yes. Empire Strikes Back, 49ers. Hit that like so for your love for the Niners and Ronbo. Empire Strikes Back. Love you back, man. Thank you. Russo, what's up? What up, Niner fam? Rod Manhammer says, Niners! Taylor, Hoopii. What do I do with 2 vowels at the end? Is that hop E or hop I? It's still short. He put them in short form, so it's got to be hop E. Taylor Hoppy, yes, sir. Yeah, yowza. Break Davis, what up? We stacking good days back to back, yo. This is going to be our year. Boy, I said, we got, and here's the thing, fam. This year we cannot be taken completely out because of injuries. That's how Kyle and Lynch are building this machine. The guy backing you up is going to be looking over your shoulder all the time, waiting for you to go down. You go down, it could be the last time. You may never get back in. Rico says a red zone going to be hard to decipher for defenses. Shanahan's going to have a field day with all these weapons. I know, man. Ricardo, man, you know what I'm talking about. Paul Salve, anything less than 11-5, I'll be very disappointed. Don't tell me the Saints scare us. Breeze has regressed, that's true. And with our pass rush, he's done. Breeze is like a lot of players. He scares you on reputation. Because Drew, boy, that boy be throwing the ball between a safety pin from 60 yards away. Jeff Tant, Quan Alexander, D. Ford, talking about being legendary. Oh, man. And Sir G, what's up? Jim Thurlkill, hey, wrong with the back. Jeff Taylor, you got that from a boy in Arizona. I haven't heard from him in a long time. I ain't going to repeat it. But thanks, fam. And Niners knock 'em cold. God bless you. He says, Ronbo, God bless you, fam. We won a Super Bowl this year. I don't care what anyone says. And Big Show will be crying when Kendrick Bourne makes the team at Balls. I can't wait to see. If Kendrick makes this team, boy, I can't wait to hear from Show. Third grade hustle. Ronbo. I know I can't do that one. Jim Troca, hey, he says, Verrett should only be on the field when he's going to blow fools up. I can't wait to see some of these guys if they could just don't get hurt. Jim Kill says, hey, Joe will ride off wearing number 6. And don't worry, Ronbo J-Dub will get a ring for being on IR. Yo, hey, let's see if I can see it. What room is he in? You talking about the football player? Yeah. He's in 20. I should have known. Come on. Knock on the door. Put a little tack. Open the door and don't wake him up. Put his little ring there. Super Bowl champs, Super Bowl 50. What is this, 53 or 54 coming up? Yeah. J-Dub probably give it back, though. That's the kind of guy he is. I didn't earn this. Jeff Heath. Tavares Moore, moving from cornerback to safety. His natural position is a blessing. Could be the missing piece on our secondary. Got it. Could be. I don't see him being better than Jimmy, though. And I'm just saying that for the only reason is because of the time spent. Tavares has got to get a little experience. But you never know. We're going to find out. Daniel Garcia, what up, fam? Nothing like Niner talk all day, every day, in the middle of the night, waking up. Got to keep a little tab or tablet in every room. In the bathroom, have it lit up, just have it on a loop, going back and forth. Ramos was the leadership and experience of Navarro should help us out a ton. You know he will. If Bowman's going to be around, that would be nice. He could pass off some of the things he knows. Niner Rich Matthews behind a talented wide receiver group. Aguilar, Alshon, Bolden, Tate last year in Philly. So, of course, Bourne would have better stats than him last year. I want to just address that real quick. Bourne had Jimmy for a few minutes. Then he had CJ. Things didn't get better for over a month. And all of a sudden he got blessed and got Nick Mullins. All things being equal, and that is. All right? Let's keep everything in a proper perspective. Christopher Gray, I hope Goodwin makes it. His speed gives the offense another dimension, and things have been forgotten with all the new weapons. Now Kyle utilizes players for different reasons. Believe me when I tell you, Bourne will have an important role in this team. He may not be used in the same way as he was before, but he will definitely. The teams that make mistakes, Jimmy's going to see it too. If a team does slip, and like Goodwin says, if you miss your assignment, if you drop step, if anything happens, if I get one stride on you, you're dead. And that's true. So, that's going to be Kendrick's Bourne, to intimidate and antagonize, even if he does not get all the passes. Lawrence Barker, what's up? Oh, thanks, Lawrence. You love you back, fam. Lawrence says, I love you, Ronbo. 49er Empire for life. Thanks for the contribution, too, fam. Muddy, though, what's up, Niner fam? Alfonso McKinney, who's going to be the breakout player this season for us? J-Dub! Oh! I can feel it, man! I'm surprised I didn't see the flag fly by me. I got lucky on that one. Because that was definitely a personal foul, wasn't it? Daniel, San Francisco 49ers, SF49ers 5249. Niners, we keep one of our greats with Staley. Shanahan don't have a damn about other teams. They don't give a damn about other teams. Buck cannot be blocked. You're right. I'm glad you reminded me of that. Buck cannot be blocked. That's his mindset now. Buck cannot be blocked. Jimmy got that sexy cadence. I was got to go practice that. Niners what is this? 18. I'll get back to you on that. Niners going to kick butt and take names later. Daniel, let's say 49ers fan 5249. Sup, fam? State of the franchise was awesome. Looking forward to 2019. Booyah! Chris Parker, Trent Taylor needs to have a breakout year, and our Wes Welker, he is his coach to same body type, which is good for him. And I got to tell you, Mini-Me, and I know Wes is looking at him like that, he's going to live vicariously through Trent all over again. Money, though, Eric Armstead will have a career high in sacks. Ooh, I like that. Eric, all he has to do is get 5 or 6 sacks. I think because Eric's highest season was what? Go back and look at that. I think he's never had more than 5, has he? He may be. I think it's only been 5. Alfonso McKinnon, Breda was banged up last season, but the running by committee will limit usage. Yeah, I agree with that. But if Breda's looking healthy and can stay healthy, nobody runs a stretch like Breda. I mean, Devontae doesn't run like that. I mean, Breda's just amazing with that. Christopher Gray, wide receiver, Goodwin, Pettis, Debo. Oh, here we go. Goodwin, Pettis, Debo, Matthews, Bourne. And out of Trent Taylor and Richie James. Trent. If that's who his competition is, Trent's going to beat Richie. Paul Salvi, all this talk about media that the Rams are still favored us to win the West is a joke. And it's not even funny anymore, Paul. I'm sick of hearing that. What did the Rams did to improve their chances of that? He said, we're taking back the West. Easy the third. Hey, shout out to you and the Niner fam all the way from Oxnard, California. Sup, Easy the third. Chris Barker. Kittle, 1,377 yards with 3 different quarterbacks. That's a beast tight end right there. Man, when you think about that, that's incredible. Locked him up, said, Ronbo, hey, what's up, fam? Ian Sharp with Kittle marked more closely that should open it up for others. That's true. But you know what I keep thinking, Ian? Trying to stop George is one thing. If you can you? I want to see that. Eh? Muddy Doves at the Niners versus Browns Monday night will be lit. Oh, man. You're talking about, man, we're going to be sitting on pins and needles, man. I may do the whole program probably standing up anyway. I might. I can't stand it, man. Because if I sit down, I know I can't. Because that's going to be the game of games. Especially if they go into that week 3-1, maybe one's 3-1, one's 3-1. What if they both come in at 3-1? Ooh. Bob Money, Debo is the number 1. I know, because, you know, we're going to have to figure that one out. So, Bob, let's see what happens. I want to see what Debo looks like in camp, because right now he looks tough. Easy the third. Let me get that Mexican shout-out, Ronbo. Touchdown, Marquise Goodwin on a deep ball from Jimmy Garoppolo. They said he can't throw that chopper. I'm going to do that this year for takeaways. You got to get them at a general. Hey, Jeff Tan, Dante Pettis getting taught by Wes Welker how to be scared in the middle. How not to be scared, to not be scared in the middle. You know? One thing that worries me about that, though, is Welker sustained more concussions than any human in history. But look, he's still okay, which is really scary. What kind of brain has Welker got? Mr. 16, Downey, Montana, what's up? I have a feeling Trent Taylor's going to do great this season. He looks quick off the line, and with Wes out there coaching them up, woo! He's Ric Flair. Hey, and Niner Rich, Goodwin, Pettis, Debo, Hurd, Matthews, and Taylor make the 53. Richie James and Bourne are Connors. Hey, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 6 receivers, and you know what? Those guys are not going to get cut. Watch Kyle surprise everybody, keep everybody. You know, fam. You know, I always hate to say goodbye, but we got to go. Fam, don't forget to hit that like. Please don't forget that. I love them likes, and let me know who came in today and said hi. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't satisfied with my first ranchero. I got to work on that. I'll get it right. Oh. Fam, I already said hit that like. Hey, fam, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Niners!